with the drone. This is a different kettle of fish here, Chris. Slightly flat, different type of surface. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, not so much banking, and just to make it worse, very, very long straights at 355 metres. It's a pretty big track, and you generate a lot of speed down those straights. Of course, there's no banking then when you get to the other end, and you've got to turn the bike quite hard for such a big track to ride around the corner, particularly around the inside. So, yeah, it's a challenging track, I've got to say. It does tend to rut up a little bit, which adds to the interest. We saw Andersen, of course, last year had quite a big crash down in turns 1 and 2. But yeah, it's going to be exciting stuff.
I'm sure it will be. We'll give you the spec of the track now. And as Chris was explaining, it is a challenge. This is a different type of challenge for many of the riders. The inauguration in 2014. There it is, 355 metres, so a fair length in truth, and those long straights do produce plenty of speed. 10.3 metres wide, so not very wide in truth on the straights, with a touch of banking, 1.9%. 4% banking in the corners, which is required, 15 metres wide. We go charging down the back straight, should be very similar. It is indeed, it's identical to the start and finish straight, 10.35 metres wide with 1.9% of banking, and then 15 metres wide and 4% of banking. So fairly uniform in truth in both corners, but sometimes that isn't always ideal for a track. But I am hearing that next year this track is going to have a makeover, and the inside of the track is going to actually be pulled in, which should create better racing for the future. Let's take a closer look at the gladiators that are going to go head-to-head here this evening. Fine weather, as I say, it really is beautiful, and the weather is set fair for this evening and tomorrow's senior SGP round 9 as well. And it's our consecutive visit. Of course, we were here last year where Bartosz Marzlik came out on top, and the Poles coming through winning Speedway of Nations 2. Who is going to win the second round of the SGP2 tonight? Not too much longer to find out. So the only track reserve, he's a little lonely, is Artem Yuno, but rode very well in the Speedway of Nations. He makes his way forward, and a smattering of people in, and a popular chap here in Riga coming from Daugavpils. Next man up.
Yeah, Kasper Henriksen, of course. We have no, sorry, Nikolai Kolin, sorry, missed that. Yeah, the wild card, of course, and yeah, Demirs Filimovs, we don't have a second reserve, so looking forward to seeing Nikita, actually.
So Kasper Henriksen up now, who had a dreadful round, and he's better than that. He'll be looking to bounce back here this evening. Just 1 point in Melilla.
It's exactly the same in 23, opened up with just the 1 point, so very unfortunate for him. Bastian Pedersen comes up now, exciting young Danish rider, qualified well today, topped the charts.
Disappointing opening round for Bastian as well. Again, a rider that's better than that. Jesper Knudsen from Denmark up next. All these lads with only 3 rounds, they are really up against it, there's no doubt about that. And they really need to bounce back with big performances here in Riga.
As you say, Kelvin, you cannot afford a disappointing result. Village Nagel, another exciting young Dane down in 12th place, be looking for more tonight.
Indeed he will. So Village Nagel, who actually qualified reasonably well today. But Francis Good, of course, a big reception for him, a local favourite, but very injury prone, and once again has had injuries in 2024. But if he's fighting fit and on top form, he'll be looking for a win tonight.
Yeah, representing Great Britain, Leon Flint just missed out on the semi-finals in Morlilla. It's a track that I think will suit him today.
So William Drejer from Denmark coming forward now. Actually, William Drejer qualified very well in 2nd place. It was actually a Danish 1-2 in qualifying earlier today, so Drejer looking for a big night.
Young Ukrainian Nazar Paninski rode so well in Morlilla. He will have been so disappointed after topping the score chart with HELLSTRÖM BÄNGS on 13 points, not to make the final.
So Mathias Pollestad from Norway now, another rider that actually has got plenty of experience and gaining plenty of experience in the Extraliga in Poland. Didn't perform quite as well as he would have liked in Melilla. He'll be looking to push on.
Mikkel Andersen, it's the son of Brian Andersen, former Grand Prix rider. Started quite well in 5th place in Morlilla.
Well, Philip HELLSTRÖM BÄNGS, the eye-catching rider from Sweden, looking to really get on top of the box tonight. It's his last chance in the under-21 ranks. So can he do it tonight?
Yeah, Sebastian Szostak didn't start well at all in Morlilla. 2 last places, but he followed that up with 3 wins.
And Bartosz Bańbor, who's a permanent wildcard for the series, he came in 2nd place. Smashing performance from Bartosz, and he'll be looking to replicate that here this evening.
Viktor Przyjemski leads the series. Great round from him, winning the final, and along with Bańbor, of course, also retained the Speedway of Nations 2 title in Manchester.
So there we are. They are the competitors for this evening's event. We will take a short pause for the national anthem of Latvia. So there we go, and those fans will be hoping to hear the national anthem a little later on if one of their own comes through in flying colours here in the Bańbor Speedway Centre this evening. All the riders will now have a couple of photographs just to remember the occasion before going back to the pit area. Nervous times for these youngsters, of course, some with a point to prove, some to build on a good start from the first round. The riders like Bastian Pedersen and Kasper Henriksen looking to really improve on their performance here. As I say, this track last year was quite a challenge, there's no doubt about that. It did break up, and there's no doubt that they'll be keeping their fingers crossed that this place does behave itself. We did try to run a Grand Prix here some time ago, but we had to transfer it over to Daugavpils, and Daugavpils being the #1 club speedway in this part of the world. And all the youngsters actually are born and bred in Daugavpils. They seem to be able to breed speedway riders from that part of the world. Mikael Andersen there, the serious-looking young Danish rider who certainly has some speed about him, once again qualifying in fine style. Chris is a rider, particularly as a young rider, all sorts of thoughts going through your mind now as you make your way back to your pit bay.
Yeah, this is what makes under-21 racing so interesting, really, because these guys are still learning their trade, but they're fighting it out for a world championship. And you know, it's a big deal. I remember my days of doing under-21 rounds. I took first final. I had a run-off for first place. I lost out to another young Dane, Gert Hamburg. But yeah, I went to Lvov and got the title second time round, and it really meant a lot to me. And I know how these guys were feeling.
So Viktor Przyjemski, he is the man in the box seat. He has the 20 points to his name after winning the first round. He's the favourite. There's no doubt about that. He was in the series last year and performed well. Started in fine fettle, of course. Wasn't looking like a winner through the evening. It was looking like it was going to be PARNITSKYI or HELLSTRÖM BÄNGS in truth, but in the end, in the final, all of a sudden the Poles came out on top. And their record, Poland's record at under-21 level is extraordinary. They have been winning the Speedway of Nations 2, or the team championship, at under-21, I think it's 17 times.
Yeah, it was 11th on the trot in Manchester.
Yeah, extraordinary record, and individually as well, they are very, very important as well for them to. They put a lot of emphasis on it. We've got René Schaefer, who is the race director for the Junior World Championship, SGP2, SGP3, and 4. There he is on screen. Marcelina will be in the pits doing the interviewing for us throughout the evening. So riders just preparing themselves. Just regarding Mikael Andersen and being quickest in practice, he actually took draw number So we'll see him out in heat number 2 off the inside gate. A lot of times riders prefer that draw, nicely spaced heats, plus the fact they get the 2 inside gates. And I sense that this particular track, the inside gate, could well be of some advantage.
Yep, for sure, I think that's a wise choice. I think to start on the inside gate and then finish when the track is slickened off as much as it's going to in the final heat is a wise choice.
So riders just moving towards the gathering area, the podium, before being released by René Schaefer for the opening race of SGP2, round number 2 here. Bańbor, as I say, they are going to spend a lot of money here. They're going to alter the track, and they really are going to improve facilities. Let's hope we get some lights as well. No doubt that there is plenty of interest and enthusiasm behind the Grand Prix in this part of the world, and that's good to hear. First 4 races for you on screen, with Henriksen, Drejer, Bańbor and Nagel in the opening race. Mikael Andersen, fastest man in practice, out in heat number 2, with Leon Flint, who was the slowest man, so they go head-to-head on the inside 2 gates. Knudsen and PARNITSKYI. Nikita Kallens, keep an eye out for him. Bastian Pedersen is a good rider. That's a good-looking heat, actually, number 3. And Szostak, Krawczyk, Francis Gusts and Viktor Przyjemski. Heats 3 and 4 look quite tasty indeed, in truth. But these are exciting meetings. So Phil Morris, the senior race director, is here as well, just keeping an eye. Phil, who will be just in attendance with René Schaefer, hearing that we will have slightly extended grading breaks as a consequence of this particular track surface. We did see it break up last year.
Yeah, of course, running 2 events over the 2 days is difficult on the track. We've had qualifying today for these guys, now the race meeting, and of course another qualifying session for SGP tomorrow and the race meeting. So they've got to be careful with the track. I understand why they will have their concerns. They want, of course, the best possible racetrack for the SGP event tomorrow.
Indeed they do. So riders making their way around to the start line for the first race. I know Thomas Topinka is here, and I mentioned him. He's a former international speedway rider from the Czech Republic. He works in the Markéta Stadium in Prague and has been looking after that track for the Grand Prix for the last few years. He is here overseeing track preparations as well for these next 2 days. So riders approaching the tapes for the opening heat in the SGP2 round number 2 here in Riga this evening. Nice day, a lot of water on the track. They have had, looks like they've ripped up the outside of the track as well, so plenty of work going in here to try and give these youngsters the best possible conditions they can get. As I say, not a huge crowd, but a decent crowd coming in there to support the under-21s here, and that's good news. It'll give it a bit of an atmosphere and a bit of a real feeling of a World Championship event. So the lineup for heat number 1 then is Kasper Henriksen on the inside in the red helmet colour, William Drejer out of gate number 2 in blue, Bartosz Bańbor, who's lying second in the championship, he's out of gate number 3 in white, and Nagel from the outside in the yellow helmet colour. Freshly prepared track. These guys have all been on the track earlier on. Hopefully they've got the setup dead right, and they'll be all looking to get off to a flying start here this evening.
Well, that's exactly what they'll be hoping for. Bartosz Bańbor had a really good start in Melilla, second place. He actually had to rely on a wild card from the FIM Commission to get in to this SGP2 series this year, but fully justified in Melilla.
So start marshal looks like he's pretty happy. Our referee Jesper Steentoft with his finger on the bottom. Oh, long pause there. You can hear the bikes bouncing on the rev limiters, and they hit the first turn, and it's Henriksen that's got there. Argy-bargy coming out of turn 2 on the opening lap, but it's Henriksen that hits the front. Round the outside is Nagel. He's done well there. A little bit of wet on the inside, water down on the track with Nagel coming through there. Nagel. And Bańbor back in 3rd place. But Henriksen out in front there. He's being pushed really hard there by Nagel in 2nd place.
Yeah, Nagel really brave actually in this opening heat to be looking to search for the extra grip on the outside. We can see the track has been ripped up out there. It looks like the grip's going to be out there, but it hasn't built up anything extra yet. Tell you what, he's straight lining now. He's got plenty of speed in a straight line. Henriksen's going to have to keep an eye on him.
Indeed he is, but Henriksen, who had a really desperately disappointing round in Melilla in his own country, where he would have been very disappointed with that. Bańbor back in third place, has tailed off now. There's a bit of Drejer's coming on strong, trying to force his way into third. Archie-bargy there through the last corner. And Henriksen, whoa!
Oh, that's close.
That is very close indeed.
Close.
And I just sense that actually Nagel there could well have just got it, but Henriksen is given the win, but that was awfully tight as they went over the finish line on the run to the checkered flag.
I think Nagel there, his run came just a bit too late. No, done it.
So the graphic was wrong there. So Nagel is now confirmed as the winner. He picks up a valuable 3 points there. Terrific effort from him. Henriksen back in second place, 2 points. 1 point for, I think, it was William Drejer coming through. Can we see it again?
Yeah, real tight stuff in the very opening heat here. You can see there a little bit of contact as Bańbor makes a cut back up the inside of Henriksen. No room through there. Henriksen really does turn hard and then pins it back down on the inside. Doesn't give Bańbor a clear run. Meanwhile, Nagel's looking for a little way around the outside. Rider in yellow, they're really brave first couple of laps. Stick to his guns to the outside. Couldn't quite make it work until that point there. And he does the job just on the race to the line. And it is, of course, the rider in blue, Drejer, that takes third place.
Yep, that was a spectacular end to the race there. Both places changing. But no doubt that Nagel clearly and rightly very pleased with his performance there in heat number 1. Heat number 2, riders up at tapes, and we're looking at Andersen there on the inside. And if that's an indication of the sort of racing we're going to get here this evening, that should be a very entertaining evening's racing by these under-21s. So here's the lineup for you. Andersen on the inside in the red helmet colour. Leon Flint, gate number 2 in blue. Knudsen, gate 3 in white. And Nazar Panicki going from the outside in yellow. Panicki was very impressive in the qualifying heats in Melilla 3 months ago. Can he produce something here? Here we go. Tapes are up, we're underway, and Panicki's made a lovely start from the outside. Look at that. Absolutely roared into the first corner, gets the better of Andersen. And look at Panicki go. He is flying. He's a rider from the Ukraine. He's a small lad, and there's no doubt he's got plenty of pace, pulling away out in front. Andersen back in second place. Leon Flint from the UK there in third place, but Panicki flying in front.
Yeah, Andersen was quick in qualifying, but Panicki, I love his style, just sits in the bike nice, doesn't do anything too quick or rash on the bike, and yeah, he's looking good out front, just the way he started in Melilla. Started with 3 race wins there, 2 second places, and as you rightly say, looked like he would be heading to the final along with HELLSTRÖM BÄNGS, but unfortunately for him, he just dipped out in the semi-final.
So as they roar into the final lap here in Riga, Panicki and Andersen have pulled quite a long way in front of Leon Flint back in third place, but Panicki's been a class of his own here. Superstar from him, bit of a masterclass in truth. Flew away from gate number 4 and didn't put a foot wrong, and a very confidence-boosting start for that young man there. No doubt about that. He'll be chuffed to bits with that, and that lays down a bit of a marker. Other riders will be more than aware of the speed he showed there in heat number 2. Panicki out in front, 3 points for him. Andersen back in second place, 2 points. Leon Flint back in third, 1 point for him, and Knudsen fails to score in heat number 2. No overtaking this time, but a high-speed demonstration from Nazar here.
Absolutely, sure thing, off the outside gate. Of course, now we've seen 2 race wins from the outside gate, but of course, Nagel's on the very last corner, but this one, straight away, we can see Nazar Panicki making a good start, just goes straight for the dirt line straight away and looks really good on the track. Leon Flint there, just coming under a challenge from Knudsen at the back, but what a great start once again for Panicki, really looking good out there.
Indeed he was. So 2 races down, and heat number 1 certainly threw up plenty of action on the final turn, and I'm hoping for plenty of action now, because HELLSTRÖM BÄNGS is quite possibly the most eye-catching rider at this level, no doubt about that. Possibly took the wrong gate in the final in Melilla, where he was set for a win. He loves the outside swoop, And the track possibly just went away from him, but he is starting from gate number 4. And as you rightly say, Chris, we've had a couple of wins from there already. He will fancy his chances here, but there's some decent riders here with Pollestad and Pedersen underneath him as well. And Cowlins is certainly somebody not to be dismissed either. So good-looking lineup here in heat number 3, very competitive indeed. But that man, no doubt about it, got to be one of the most exciting riders around at under 21 level. Here we go then, line up for you. Nikita Cowlins on the inside in red, Bastian Pedersen gate number 2 in blue, Matthias Pollestad gate 3 in white, and Philip HELLSTRÖM bangs off the outside in yellow. I fancy his chances here. We've seen guys roar away from gate 4. Can HELLSTRÖM bangs repeat it here and make it a hat-trick of wins? Oh, movement on the inside, missed it completely there, Cowlins. It's Bastian Pedersen, but round the outside, it's Matthias Pollestad. HELLSTRÖM bangs coming through into 3rd place. Pollestad, the Norwegian rider who rides in Poland with Gorzhov, he's out in front. Pedersen pushing hard in 2nd place. HELLSTRÖM bangs just slightly adrift there in 3rd place. I thought he might be able to do slightly better than that, but Pollestad looks impressive here. Yeah,
Norwegian looking good out front. HELLSTRÖM bangs actually was quite pensive on the first lap going into turn 3. Really wasn't overly committed, and I'm not really sure why, but he's starting to chase now. He's starting to use the outside. He's reeling in Bastian Pedersen all the time. He really is winding it up. Look out for him on this final lap coming into the last lap here.
Yeah, he's working hard, squaring the corners off, but Pollestad looks good in front here. Bastian Pedersen, of course, rock solid in 2nd place. HELLSTRÖM bangs not quite being able to make the impact he was looking for in this opening race, but Pollestad has. That's a fine ride. Terrific stuff from him. That bike was working. The track's drying quickly. Already we're seeing some plumes of dust there in heat number 3. I did mention earlier that we will have some slightly longer track grading here in Riga as a consequence of the surface. 3 points for Pollestad. Nice ride for the Norwegian. Bastian Pedersen, 2nd place, 2 points for him. Philip HELLSTRÖM bangs, 3rd place, 1 point. And Nikita Cowlins, who gets a warning for movement on the start, failing to score in heat number 3. Pollestad, quality performance.
Yeah, quality performance from the Norwegian out front. Looked quick, actually. He's come off gate 3, they just moved straight to the outside. He's gone in search of that extra dirt, as you say, Kelvin. Track drying out very quickly, much quicker than I thought it would, to be honest. It looked like they've got plenty of water down, but it obviously was just sitting on the surface, and it soon evaporated. You can see there, Bastian Pedersen on the inside. And HELLSTRÖM bangs there. He was quite pensive going into turn 3 on the first lap, which surprised me. He lost a bit of ground there, which has pretty much spent the rest of the race making up.
So there's young Pollestad, just getting himself organised back in the pit box. Riders for heat number 4 are out on track, where we'll see 3 Polish riders going head-to-head here with the local favourite, Francis Gusts. And Francis Gusts, who is very quick, really quick, but he's fragile. Yeah. He has had a lot of injuries in the last couple of seasons, but there he is. As I say, he's very much a fan favourite, and a very genial character. Has always got a smile on his face.
In his previous 2 series, he's actually never completed all 3 rounds.
Yeah, that's right.
Even competed in all 3 rounds.
And this is his last go at it. He's not going to be champion this year because, unfortunately, he missed the opening round. But here at home, he'll be, I'm sure, looking for a win here this evening. Line up for you. Szostak off the inside in the red helmet colour. Jakub Krawczyk will come out of gate number 2 in blue. Francis Gusts, gate 3 in white, and Viktor Przyjemski, the championship leader, goes from the outside in the yellow helmet colour. 3 Polish boys and a man from Latvia. Francis Gusts, can he produce and delight this crowd in his opening gambit here? We saw a race win from gate 3 by Pollestad. Last time out, heat number 3, smashing lineup. Green lights on. Another long pause. Oh my goodness, a very long pause.
That one will have to come back.
And Jakub Krawczyk there, just a bit eager to get underway. I've got to say, those long pauses for these youngsters, that puts them under immense pressure, and you can kind of understand the nerves.
Yeah, it's a random start machine, so the referee has a real say in how long the tapes will be held. And if you get those long pauses in the early heats for these riders' first races, they're particularly nervous and they want to make a good start to the meeting. And yeah, we can just see there the rider in blue, Jakub.
I think actually Gusts moved a little bit as well.
Yeah, it's blue. Krawczyk will get the warning for that one as we look to go again for heat number 4.
Indeed. It's Rennie Schaefer just informing Jakub Krawczyk that he's received a warning. Less than 2 minutes to go for riders to make their way back round to the start line. As I say, this surface is very sandy. No real clay in it at all to actually hold on to the moisture, so you can see how quickly it has. The top surface has dried dramatically quickly. Sunny day as well, that doesn't help things, but it's a fine balance. We did see the track break up last year, and they're obviously trying to avoid that if at all possible. So riders making their way back round. What do you think about the surface? It's a difficult one, isn't it?
It is a difficult one, and it's very, very abrasive, so it wears the tyres quite quickly, and if it's dry like this on a warm day, it will put a lot of rubber down on the track, which can catch the guys out later on in the meeting.
Well, keep an eye out for the blue groove developing. Ruts will appear on. I remember last year, of course, with Ty Woofenden actually moved on the start and the final, cost him the opportunity of a Grand Prix win, because he'd already was carrying a warning because of the ruts. It was so deep he could hardly hold the bike back. You can see even after 3 races there how quickly the ruts have developed. I'm sure that's something that they will be working on for next year. Sebastian Szostak, third in the championship chase. He's on the inside in red. A warning for Jakub Krawczyk out of gate number 2 in blue. Francis Gusts, gate 3 in white, and Victor Przyjemski will go from the outside in the yellow helmet colour.
Could be a little bit of needle on the inside of this race because Szostak was overlooked in favour of Krawczyk and the Speedway of Nations Polish team.
Tapes up, everybody's behaved themselves this time. They come charging into the first corner and Szostak's there. He's gone roaring to the dirt on the outside. Down the back straight, Krawczyk is there. In second place, we've got Francis Gusts now electing to go tight through turns 3 and 4. And Przyjemski, the championship leader, he's out the back, but out in front, it's a real tussle between Krawczyk and Szostak. I think you're right. These 2 boys are going at it.
I had a feeling there would be some needle here, and I tell you what, Krawczyk was super wide, particularly down there on turns 1 and 2 as they came into the second lap. Francis Gusts, of course, knows this track better than anybody else. At the moment, all he's able to do is just follow the riders in front of him on the edge of the dirt, and Szostak now looks reasonably comfortable out front.
Yeah, that inside gate has proved to be the right place to be here in heat number 4. Track has dried out dramatically quickly here, quite dusty in truth in heat number 4. Charging down the back straight on the final lap, and Sebastian Szostak starts his meeting in the perfect way with a win. Super stuff for him. Bit of argy-bargy and real competitive speedway in the first lap or 2, with Krawczyk really winding it on in second place, but that man, he held firm and came through in flying colours. So Szostak out in front, 3 points for him. Krawczyk back in second place, 2 points. Francis Gusts picks up 1 point in third, and Przyjemski, the championship leader, fails to score in heat number 4. There's the position after everybody's had 1 ride each. Bańbor, Szostak, Pollestad, Nagel on 3 points. Kasper Henriksen, Pedersen, Krawczyk and Andersen on 2. And then so on down to Nikita Cowlins there in 16th place. But an awful long way to go. Track has dried quickly, and that inside gate, it kind of swapped around. Gate 4 working in the first couple of races, but the inside gate in heat 4 was the place to be.
Yeah, Przyjemski with a really tough start to this meeting. The series leader didn't make the start on the outside. It's the rider in red, Sebastian Szostak, that makes a good start from the inside. I've got to say, Krawczyk threw absolutely everything at it for the first lap and a half, 2 laps, almost too wide. He's generated so much speed down these long straights. I said it when we were looking at the track earlier, that you can get so much speed that's not too much banking on the corners, and you can run wider than you expect to, and that certainly was the case as he was throwing absolutely all he'd got at Szostak for the first couple of laps.
Indeed. But Sebastian Szostak, who had that remarkable round in Melilla, of course, where failed to score in his first two outings, but then subsequently had 4 consecutive wins to make the final and finished third on the evening. So a great bounce back from him, but certainly starts in fine style here this evening. So let's get some reaction now with Marcelina. Vilad's Nagel is joining her.
What an opening race we've had. What a start of competition for Vilad's Nagel. What did you think when you crossed the finish line?
Yeah, I always have 4 laps to race, and I enjoy racing. I was like, okay, now we're having it, and okay, maybe we don't. I look on TV, I got it. So 3 points is my pocket.
Great start for you, obviously. But can you tell us a bit more about this track's conditions? It's always a bit difficult to go.
Hard to go in first heat, but I focus on myself, and I looked at the track when I go out. See, okay, maybe outside is pretty good, and then we take it.
Most importantly, your engines are working very well, and I used plural form on purpose because we know that Matthias Pollestad is using your bikes today because of some troubles he had on the way to Riga. What do you think about that?
Well, yeah, he have my bikes, but he have my third bike, so if he can get that working, I will see him happy, yeah?
But anyway, it's very nice of you that you came with help for Matthias. How did it come about?
Well, we live together in Gorzów in Poland, so yeah, we're friends, and we help each other what we can help each other with.
That's very nice to hear. You have a longer break right now, and the track's conditions, I assume, will be totally different. Your gate also will be from the inside right now. What's the plan for the next heat?
Well, we're planning to watch the gates, to watch what the other riders do on the track. Yeah, we just have focus what the other riders do.
But he seems to be very cool, calm and collected. No stress at all.
No, you know, it's my first year in this, so I have fun and enjoy racing.
So keep enjoying that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, good to hear from Vilad. He had that dramatic win, of course. He scored 5 points in the opening round, so it's good to hear that he's enjoying himself and very generous in lending his equipment to Matthias Pollestad, who must be very...
Heat 16 when they meet.
Okay. Yeah, who's
maybe taking the bike back.
Yeah, exactly, particularly if Pollestad keeps winning on it. Vilad's Nagel has actually got to be quite patient now because he's not out until heat number 8, where he will go from the inside gate. Grading looks like it has been completed. Bit of water going down as well. Heat number 5, not too far away, where we'll see Victor Przyjemski for the second time. He'll be hoping to get amongst the points this time, having failed to score in heat number 4. Let's have a look at the gate success from the opening 4 heats. So there we go, 1 race win from the inside, nothing out of gate number 2, 1 race win with Pollestad actually, out of gate number 3, and 2 race wins in the first 2 heats from the outside. We'll keep an eye on that, and we'll give you that graphic regularly throughout the evening. It will change, but there will be a pattern also. We saw, of course, last week in Wrocław where the inside gate was very productive and the outside gate. So quite often the middle 2 gates don't quite have the same success. So while we've got a bit of extra time, we will have a look at heat number 4 again, and we'll take it from the drone. Chris, what do we fancy about this from the drone for heat number 4?
Yeah, as we chase the riders around with the drone for heat number 4, unfortunately for Przyjemski on the outside there, he just got pushed wide, made a mistake in the first turn, lost all that ground, pretty much ended his race. But out front, Sebastian Szostak was being chased down hard by Krawczyk. And I've got to say, I thought Krawczyk had the momentum there to get by him, but he just missed the corner a little bit, carrying so much speed going into the corner, riding really hard for those first couple of laps. He really had to settle down, really, because Francis Gusts was behind him, who knows the track very, very well. And in the end, I think for Krawczyk, it was about, okay, 2 points is enough for this one, and he settled down and just took those couple of points. But really for me, this race was about the man at the back. He's the series leader and no points from his first ride.
Yeah, as I say, he's out in heat number 5. He'll be looking to improve next time out. But the two Polish boys out in front get off to solid starts. 3 and a 2-point haul in your first ride is a nice base to work from. As I say, they are working hard on this track. There's no question that they are making sure they're trying to get some moisture back into that surface. There's the Speedway app there for all the news and results that you can keep up to date with what's going on in the World Championship. Plenty of World Championship Speedway on this month, of course. We have 3 Grand Prix in September. We have this weekend, and then, of course, we go on to Voyens next week. And then we finish the campaign in Torun at the end of the month, where we'll have all the championships decided, SGP2 and the SGP. It's a double header in Torun at the end of the month. So they are the next 4 races for you. As I say, Przyjemski's back out in heat number 5 up against Henriksen, Andersen and Pollestad. Big race, actually, with the other 3 lads getting off to a strong start. Heat number 6 with Krawczyk, Cowlins, Drejer and Knudsen, all of them looking for points there, really. Pedersen and Szostak in heat 7 going along nicely, and Flint looking for more. Bańbor also failing to score. 2 of the lads that were on the rostrum in Melilla failing to score first time out. DEWALT's Nagel there on 3 along with PARNITSKYI. That could be quite a tussle there. And HELLSTRÖM, BÄNGS and Francis Gusts. So certainly that race in heat number 8 looks quite a line-up indeed. So riders have been released by René Schaefer for heat number 5. They're making their way round to the start line. Jesper Steentoft from Denmark is our referee for the weekend. Vastly experienced now, Jesper. He's been around the Grand Prix scene for some time now. So a little bit of moisture's gone down, plenty of grading going on. You can see those ruts already, how quickly they have appeared. It's almost like a temporary track, that type of scenario where you have to be concerned. If they get too deep, Chris, then you can ground out quite easily and just kill your momentum to the first corner.
Yeah, and it's very difficult to get the start line firmed back up again just overnight, ready for the SGP tomorrow. So for that tomorrow, ruts will probably be quite deep.
Przyjemski on the inside, the championship leader in the red helmet colour. Jesper Henriksen out of gate number 2 in blue. Mikael Andersen, gate 3 in white, and Pollestad off the outside in the yellow helmet colour. As I say, Andersen quickest in practice, Pollestad winning first time out on somebody else's bike, DEWALT's Nagel's bike. How about that? And that isn't always the case. Different handlebars, maybe he's been able to adjust it to his liking, and it must have been to his liking, because he was very impressive indeed when he came roaring to success in his opening ride, which was heat number 3.
Przyjemski's gone from one side of the track to the other. He's now on the inside. He'll be hoping for a lot more from this one.
Indeed he will. So Star Marshal is happy. He moves away, the green light's on. Takes her up. Przyjemski's made a really good jump this time. He fires himself to the front. Coming through into second place is Henriksen now. Henriksen's starting strongly here tonight. Mikael Andersen there coming through into third place. And there's no doubt that Pollestad was squeezed out of it. Pollestad trying to get up the inside of Andersen, but this is more like it from Viktor Przyjemski. He must have been bitterly disappointed. Drama there, big time drama there for, looks like Andersen, who's gone to the back, but out in front, Przyjemski flying away.
Yeah, Matthias Pollestad took no prisoners, roaring into turn 2, sorry, making a big hole there on the second lap, and managed to get himself in front of Mikael Andersen. But Przyjemski making absolutely no mistake after failing to score first time out. Looks really good out front, and a solid start for Henriksen.
Yeah, Henriksen going along pretty well in second place, but you've got to say Przyjemski showing what he's all about here. Disappointed first time out, very different here in heat number 5. He's hit the front, and he's shown a great turn of speed there. He's gone further and further away, and that gets his Grand Prix right back on track, and he'll be a touch relieved about that. With that sort of form, he'll be looking to add to those 20 points he already has in the bag. 3 points for Przyjemski out in front. Henriksen back in second place, 2 points. Matthias Pollestad coming through into third, 1 point for him, and Mikkel Andersen missing out in heat number 5. Strong move there from Pollestad to grab that point, but points are very valuable.
Absolutely, particularly at this early stage, you know, particularly for that man in front after failing to score first time out. Przyjemski coming off the inside gate makes absolutely no mistake. One bad ride to start with is bad enough, but having 2 puts you under immense pressure to score 8 or 9 points from 3 rides. And so he's taken the pressure off himself with 3 points here, but we can see Pollestad there, he's no concerns. Borrowed bike roaring up the inside there of Mikkel Andersen, driving a hole through. Andersen made a little bit of a mistake, it's fair to say. Bike just grabbing a bit of grip, just in the wrong place for him, sent him wide, but disappointing for Andersen at the back.
Yeah, the reverse for that man now. He's got gate 1 again coming up in his next ride, which is heat number 12. He'll be hoping that he can reproduce something very similar then. But as I say, after failing to score, it shows a bit of character there to be able to bounce back with a win in your second ride. So, heat number 6, the lineup for you. Krawczyk on the inside, red helmet colour with a Warner. Nikita Kaulins likewise with a Warner. He's gate 2 in blue. William Drejer, a winner first time out in heat number 1. And, no, excuse me, not William Drejer, that was Vlad Nagel. This is William Drejer out of gate number 3 in white. And Jesper Knudsen with a change of equipment coming from the outside in the yellow helmet colour. Krawczyk was all action, there's no doubt about that first time out. He's got that inside gate. We'll have to sit still. If they move those 2 lads on the inside, unfortunately, they will then be excluded. That's the way it is. So hopefully the nerves have just settled a wee bit now after having a ride. Knudsen looking to respond as well. Change of bike. Will it work out for him? Tapes up, sharpish. Inside gates work to treat. Krawczyk hits the front. Certainly Drejer there coming through into second place out of gate number 3. Round the outside is Knudsen. He's come through into third place, but out in front, Jakub Krawczyk, who certainly chased his compatriot really hard. Szostak in his first ride. He's away here. He looks good. He looks, he's got quite a style about him, that's for sure, and the bike's working nicely. And Nikita Kaulins is at the back, but Jakub Krawczyk going well in front.
Yeah, Krawczyk looking good out front. Got to say, I thought he looked very quick in his opening ride in heat number 4 when he was chasing Szostak, but track was just difficult to overtake. He ended up going backwards the harder he tried. But no such problems. Got himself in front from the outside gate. Drejer, Knudsen, Kaulins all need points. Disappointment for the local lad Kaulins at the back.
Kaulins just didn't get away as well as he would have liked, and it does appear to be very difficult to overtake at this stage. But for Krawczyk out in front, that is a fine ride. Another rider, once he's got his nose in front, has shown a good turn of speed. We saw it with Przyjemski in heat number 5, and Krawczyk, actually, that winning time there was 63.858. It's fast, really fast, and I'm sure that there will be pleased with that. So Krawczyk out in front, 3 points for him. William Drejer back in second place, 2 points. Jesper Knudsen picks up a point in third place, and Nikita Kaulins misses out in heat number 6. Krawczyk, the racing isn't great right now, but it's just about accumulating points, and he's got off to a good start here.
Yeah, Krawczyk's had a solid start to the meeting now with 5 points after a second place in his opening ride. Made absolutely no mistake from the inside gate there. And William Drejer settles down into second place. You can see there Jesper Knudsen on the outside was very, very wide, did well to get back across and get past Nikita Kaulins on that opening lap, but then the track and the race settled down. But yeah, racing's difficult at the moment. Track's quite dry, so the outside line, the dirt's not really binding, it's not offering that much extra grip. There's a long way to go.
Indeed, as you rightly say, Jakub Krawczyk has got 5 points to his name, and that is a strong start to this evening's event. There's no doubt about that. He'll be very satisfied indeed with his work so far. Heat number 7. Rattling on here, riders are already up at tapes. And the lineup is with us now. Sebastian Pedersen, he'll go from the inside in the red helmet colour. Sebastian Szostak, winner first time out, of course. Gate number 2 in blue. Leon Flint looking for more. Gate 3 in white. And Bartosz Bańbor, likewise, looking for his first points of the evening from the outside in the yellow helmet colour. It's not easy from the outside now. We saw it work a couple of times early doors in the first couple of races. But Bańbor, who had a terrific result in Melilla, of course, with 18 championship points, second place. Well, can he do what Przyjemski did second time out after failing to score in his first gambit? Here we go then, heat number 7. Another good-looking lineup here. Pedersen could be the main danger here on gate number 1. Tapes up. What a reaction that is out of gate number 2 from Szostak. Absolutely flew away from the tapes. Pedersen's all over the place. That was a bit of argy-bargy there. Around the outside comes Bańbor. He's a little hesitant down that back straight as he entered turn number 3, but he hangs on. It's all tight there for third place as well. But Sebastian Szostak, he's flying here this evening, no doubt about that. Sharp away from the tapes, and once again showing great speed in front.
As you say, it was all about the reaction. The rider in blue, Szostak, did react very quickly. The bike jumped nicely off the start line, and Bańbor did all the work on the opening first 2 corners to get himself into second place. Sebastian Pedersen will be disappointed. Another mistake for him in the first turn, put him back in third place. Difficult now to make up ground as the track slickens off. Disappointment for Leon Flint at the back.
Yeah, Leon Flint just finding it difficult in these slick conditions, but very different for this man out in front, Sebastian Szostak. Wow, what a start to the afternoon that is. 2 wins out of 2, and he leads the Grand Prix. And the Polish boys once again coming through in fine style here. They seem to have the setup just about spot on. Sebastian Szostak, 3 points for him. Bartosz Bańbor back in second place, 2 points. His first points of the evening. Bastian Pedersen, 1 point for him in third, and Leon Flint misses out in heat number 7. What a start out of gate number 2.
Yeah, fantastic start from Szostak on gate number 2, and there's that mistake from Pedersen. Just overlocked the bike, and then the flywheel's caught up, front wheel goes up in the air. But disappointment for him, but no such problems for Szostak. It's complete reverse of his performance in Melilla, where he started off with 2 last places and then managed to put in 3 race wins in his heats. But he started absolutely fantastically here, and Leon Flint comes under fire on the first lap as Bastian Pedersen just looks to make up ground after that first turn.
Yep. Bastian Pedersen just having to hustle the bike to get the better of the man from the UK there, and Leon Flint's evening has not started as well as he would have liked. Good to see the reigning world champion in the pits as well, Bartosz Szmarzyk, just having a mini debrief with Szostak there. Get the feeling that Bartosz Szmarzyk's been ever present for these SGP2 rounds. He certainly supports his countryman. Nagel on the inside in the red helmet colour here in heat number 8. Gate number 2 in blue, Nazar PARNITSKYI, 2 race winners first time out. Look out for them. Philip HELLSTRÖM bangs out of gate number 3 in white helmet colour, and off the outside in the yellow helmet colour is France's Gusts. What a lineup here. This will complete the second block of races, and what a way to do it. We've got some big hitters here, Chris.
This looks like a really interesting race. HELLSTRÖM bangs, Francis Gusts will want points, and they are racers. But Nagel was very, very good in heat number 1 as he just managed to snatch the victory from Henriksen on the line. So, yeah, this has got action written all over it, this one, Kelvin.
Indeed it has. Start marshal just making sure the boys are in the right spot. He moves away. Green light is on. Tapes are up. It's an even break. Tight to the first corner. Whoa, very tight indeed. How they all stayed up, I don't know. Look at this, forward press. Oh, fantastic. PARNITSKYI's come charging and hit the front. HELLSTRÖM bangs was up the inside. Round the outside is Gusts. He's managed to force his way into second place. I'll tell you what, I really don't know how they stayed up there. It was very tight indeed. But Parnitskyyi doing the business out in front once again. He's flying.
I tell you what, Parnitskyyi, I want to see that first turn again because he was just stuck right in the middle of it with absolutely no room. He had every right to switch the throttle off, maybe look for a cutback or do something different, but he just kept it on. And it was absolutely fantastic the way he just rode through the middle there, down the back straight, hit the front, really not looking back. Francis Gusts is chasing with everything he's got, riding the bike really, really hard, but he just cannot make any ground up.
Parnitskyyi once again showing great speed. We saw this in Sweden, in Manila. And he is producing some stunning performances here. And he moves on to 6 points and joins Sebastian Szostak at the top of the table. And that was a very impressive ride, very brave as well. Courageous first corner there from courageous first corner there from the Ukrainian when there were 4 abreast on the exit of turn 2 on the opening lap. Fantastic speedway there. 3 points for Parnitskyyi, 2 for Gusts, 1 for Nagel, and nothing for Philip HELLSTRÖM BÄNGS. It's not working out for HELLSTRÖM BÄNGS so far. There's a position after everybody's had a couple of rides. 6 points for Parnitskyyi and Szostak, 5 points for Krawczyk. Pollestad's on 4, so's Nagel, Henriksen likewise, Przyjemski on 3, so is Bastian Pedersen. 3 points for Drejer and Gusts. This is very close. I sense it's going to be tight for the semi-finals here this evening. And that was very lively indeed. Fair play to Nazar there. That was a great effort.
Yeah, a great effort. And look, look, Parnitskyyi gets a shove there from the inside, moves over across the path there of Francis Gusts, and he just keeps it on. Just says, okay, yeah, you can give me a shove. I'll give Gusts a shove. I'll move him out there and I'll ride through the middle. What an absolutely wonderful opening lap from Parnitskyyi, and it was a super ride after that. Made no mistakes, stretched his lead as each lap went by. However hard Francis Gusts chased him down, he just wasn't making up the ground. So, yeah, brilliant start from Parnitskyyi.
Yeah, fabulous start from Nazar Parnitskyyi. He needs to keep it rolling tonight if he can. He had a fabulous qualifying heat in Manila, of course, but just missed out in the semi-finals. Won't want that to happen again here this evening. But there really is there's very little of him. Marcelina working hard for us down in the pits. She is rushing around and she's going to be joined by Matthias Pollestad.
It wasn't an easy start of SGP2 round in Riga for Matthias Pollestad, for whom it was very difficult to get to Riga in the first place. You had some troubles on the way to Riga. Actually, before the journey even started, your bus broke down, right, in Sweden. What happened?
Yeah, I raced Wednesday in Denmark, and me and one of my mechanics, we fly. And these 2 other guys drive, and one back tire exploded and cut one of the brake lines. And they didn't have any brakes and couldn't get a car to drive, and couldn't get to help and go to boat. So yeah, it was a stressful day, and I had to figure out what bike and stuff I could borrow from tomorrow.
Usually you know how to race without brakes, but it's not, that doesn't apply for the buses, right?
No, there have to be brakes on the bus.
Obviously. But you figure it out. You came to Riga and you borrowed the bikes from Vilas Nagel and from Oleg Mihailov, right?
Yeah, I borrowed from Oleg first, and I test his bike and practice, but I think this guy is a bit shorter than me, so I had problems with the bike. And I have tried Vilas' bike one time in practice in Gorsov, and I said, please, can I borrow your bike? And I really appreciate these 2 guys helped me out for today.
Vilas Nagel to the rescue. Yeah, it's very nice from your colleague. He actually explained how it happened. You guys know each other very well from league racing, right, in Poland?
Yeah, we live together and everything, so we know each other really good.
First start, excellent. 3 points on your account, and actually the first win and the only win in the 2 series of starts from Gate C. Not bad. Then something happened in the heat number 5, your second start. Do you know exactly what was the reason of a poorer start?
I think track is a little bit slicker than first heat because the material go more outside. So I think next heat will be a little bit better, and now I know a little bit more about the engine. So
Will you go to Vilas ask for some advice?
yeah, I asked him before meeting because he have drive with belt, and it's a little bit opposite what I'm used to. So what sprocket you use today? And he said this and this. Okay, I try and only go to tape. So I'm really happy they helped me about.
It would be a great story if you two could celebrate together on the rostrum tonight.
Yeah, I think it will not be. No, I forget what I was supposed to say, but I really stressed much, and today morning I think if I race not good today, it's okay for me. I have to try, and maybe it's good or maybe it's bad, so we will see.
Good luck then, and thank you so much. It wasn't an easy start for you, but it goes well. Keep it going.
Yeah, I hope I can keep it going like this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's going along quite nicely with 4 points from his first two rides. Actually, his teammate Gorjov is actually doing something very similar. He's got 4 points from his first two rides as well. As you said earlier on, Chris, they actually meet each other in Heat 16. That will be quite interesting to see how that works out. So we can have a look back at heat number 5 with the drone now, where Victor Przyjemski came out on top. Here we go, tapes up.
Yeah, it was nice to hear from Matthias, and we can see him here on the outside gate. He doesn't get a good start. He's last place here. He does drive his way through into third place later on in the race. But yeah, no such problems for Victor Przyjemski. Really needed to grab the win here after a disappointing opening ride. There's the mistake from Mikkel Andersen as he misses that corner. That's actually, I thought that Pollestad had sort of run him in hard, but it really wasn't that. It was just a mistake from young Mikkel Andersen, allows Pollestad into third place. But 3 big points after a disappointing, pointless ride for Przyjemski in this one.
Yep, he bounces back nicely after failing to score in the previous heat, of course. In heat number 4, he had the draw number 13, where you get back-to-back races to start the evening. And it's pretty spread out here, but there's no doubt that, we mentioned it at the time, every point is very valuable indeed, and Pollestad coming through to pick up third place could prove to be vital when it comes to the semi-finals. So Przyjemski showing great class there and character to bounce back, and speed. As I say, this track is going to be well looked after. Philip HELLSTRÖM BÄNGS has started poorly here. I can't describe it any other way. 1 point from 2 outings. He had a great opening round, of course, in his home country, but so far here in Riga, it hasn't quite been the same, but he's still got time on his side. 3 rides to come, of course. And you've got to believe that a rider of his experience will figure things out. Certainly he'll be hoping so. René Schaefer just keeping an eye on the track preparations. The gate success again here for you, to see how it's developing. 3 wins off the inside, 2 out of gate number 2, 1 from gate 3 earlier on, and 2 from the first 2 races from the outside. So the inside gate's becoming more prevalent as we completed the first 8 races. Real surprise there, that dirt line hasn't really materialised. The riders are struggling to really use it. It's more powdery, isn't it? There isn't a lot of grip in it. So bike setup is going to be really important on these slick conditions. Starting is going to be, I would say, very, very important.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if there is a gate advantage towards the end. At the moment, pretty even.
Panitsky looks good. Fast time, look at that, 63.2. Krawczyk was also pretty quick in heat number 6 as well. That was an impressive time, 63.8. Przyjemski, no surprise to see his name up there. He looked fast. Szostak likewise. Panitsky again in heat number 8, producing a stunning turn of speed. Pollestad, Szostak, those guys are the top men right now, producing the fastest times, consequently the best point scores. Not always the case. You don't always have to be the fastest rider out there. You can have the slowest winning times, but still pick up the 3 points.
Better to be slow and in front, isn't it?
So a couple more minutes on the grading before the riders will be released. And we'll see Jesper Knudsen, Francis Gusts, and Henriksen and Pedersen coming out in the next race. Just having to be a touch patient here, these four. We'll take a look at the next group of races for you to see how it's working out. So Knudsen, Gusts, Henriksen and Pedersen here. Henriksen having a solid meeting so far with a couple of second places. Big race for HELLSTRÖM BÄNGS in Heat 10. He needs a win there on the inside. Szostak is going to be a danger man. And Heat 11 looks tasty indeed with all four riders in the points there. Gotta say that is going to be big time. Heat 12, Przyjemski again off the inside. He'll be favourite, I would suggest, with Nagel on gate number 2. Could be quite a tussle. So plenty to look forward to as we move towards the completion of Heat 12. It will be the midway point of the Grand Prix. So, as I say, we've just got to be a little patient here with the grading because they are desperately trying to make sure that they give these boys the best racing surface they can produce. Starting a little earlier here this evening, so there's no lights here, so there's no danger. We're starting at 5 o'clock local time. We're going to run out of light, but Ronnie Schaefer just being diligent here, and I can understand that.
Yeah, they've got to make every effort to keep the track, firstly, of course, safe and as racy as it can be for these guys, and keep it in one bit for the rest of the weekend, which includes another qualifying session for the SGP boys and the race meeting. So yeah, I think they're making all the right decisions. We have to be patient as we wait, but it's worth the wait.
Let's hope so. Now we've got Francis Gusts, and we'll spend just a couple of seconds talking about Francis Gusts. He is a fast rider, he's a dynamic rider as well, but he's had his injury woes, but he hasn't won a race here this evening so far. He'll be desperate to do it this time. He's got gate 2. Jesper Knudsen is not going great guns, he's on the inside, so Gusts will be looking to try and win a race now to really make his presence felt in his home Grand Prix. It's his last run at being under 21 in the under 21 ranks. He'll be into the senior ranks next season. So for Francis Gusts, the clock is ticking on his under 21 World Championship and his career at this level. And you've got to believe he must be looking for a big result here this evening.
Yeah, of course, he would want a big result here. He's tasted a certain amount of success here with the Speedway of Nations. 2 bronze medal for Latvia, their first team medal in World Team Speedway. So, yeah, he's going to want some personal success. We've seen him, he's racing well, but he's just relying on the outside line, really, to try and find the extra drive, and that line's just not really working at the moment.
Needs to make a start. I do believe in conditions on a track like this, you get your trapping hand on and get that bike roaring to the first corner like Szostak did out of gate number 2. Makes life an awful lot easier, that's for sure. Nature of this track is tricky. Long straights, tighter corners. As you've said earlier, Chris, you're carrying a lot of speed into the turns. There's not a lot of grip out there, so it's fine margins, really is. It's a challenge for the youngsters, no question about it. So riders are back out on track. Good news for us. Action about to get underway very shortly with heat number 9. Inside gate beginning to become the favourite one. In truth, the inside 2 gates are working pretty well right now. So we'll keep an eye on that to see who can produce the best starts this time. So Knudsen's on the inside in the red helmet colour. Francis Gusts out of gate number 2 in blue. Kasper Henriksen, a couple of solid second places for him so far, gate 3 in white. And yeah, Bastian Pedersen, who's changed his bike this time. He's coming off the outside in the yellow helmet colour. Pedersen, of course, Nicky Pedersen's nephew. Ronnie Pedersen is his dad, who was a international speedway rider in his own right. So
competitor.
Yes, I think that's probably understating it. But there's no doubt that the Speedway DNA is running through that family. No doubt about that. I think that Bastian Pedersen's got a decent future in the sport. I sense that there's a lot more to come from him. So heat number 9, riders coming forward now to get their 3rd race underway, 3rd appearance on track for these 4 riders. Here we go then. Start Marshall's happy, he moves away. Green lights on, tapes are up. They roar into the first corner. It's a lovely start there from Pedersen. He's roared around the outside. That's more like it. Fantastic. The inside two gates, I built that up big time, and I got it completely and utterly wrong. They were at third and fourth place. The two outside gates that work beautifully there. Pedersen's away. It's tight now with Gusts coming through into third place. Got to say that was very close indeed. Jesper Knudsen has been relegated to fourth place. But Bastian Pedersen, as we've seen earlier on and throughout the event so far, you hit the front, you can pull away.
Yeah, he hit the front from the start. He just went straight out to the dirt line. There's just been some more to go down. The dirt's just binding just enough for him to gain a big advantage around the first turn. Look at the lead he's putting out now. Really is riding nicely. Kasper Henriksen's coming under a lot of pressure from Francis Gusts. Got to say, on the opening lap down the back straight, Francis Gusts made a great run. I thought he was going to maybe continue that run, but he thought better of it as he got to the corner, carrying all that speed, got off the gas. But Pedersen, look at him out front. Great ride from him.
Yeah, he wins at a canter. Henriksen there, solid in second place. 3 outings and 3 second places, going along very nicely indeed. Pedersen chuffed to bits with his ride, and you can understand that. Not a great winning time, but he won't care about that because he's got the 3 points. And that livens up his score chart no end. Francis Gusts once again trying hard, but doesn't get to the front. Pedersen out in front, 3 points for him. Kasper Henriksen back in second place, 2 points. 1 point for Francis Gusts, and Jesper Knudsen failing to score in heat number 9. Smashing first corner. It's difficult to overtake, clearly. So this start and first turn here, vital.
Yeah, this race, heat number 9, dominated by that man in yellow, Bastian Pedersen. Great start, just around the edge of the dirt line. It's just had a track grade. He's already pulled out 10, 15 yards quite easily. Francis Gusts had his work cut out once again just for that solitary point. And he gets up the inside there of Jesper Knudsen. But Henriksen, decent start, only scored 2 points in the opening round in Morlilla. Already from 3 rides, he's got 6 points. He'll be happy with that. But this one, all about that man out front, Bastian Pedersen.
Yeah, he doubles his score there, and the change of bike there clearly working a treat. So they'll be pleased with that. Not all easy to make that call. It's a big call indeed, but they did it at the right time. And as I say, moving on to 6 points from 3 outings with 2 rides to come. He is set for a semi-final berth if he can keep it rolling. Gate 4 and Gate 3 to come for young Bastian Pedersen as he struts back full of confidence after winning heat number 9.
I've seen that Pedersen strut before somewhere.
Yeah, more than once, no doubt about that. Heat number 10, riders are up at tapes, and a big moment for Philip HELLSTRÖM BÄNGS. He's on the inside gate, didn't work so well last time, but he'll be hoping he can work well now. And he's got a good-looking race here. He's going to have to hit the front. He needs to he needs a win to really get his Grand Prix on track here. He's lining up there on the inside gate. Riders will be making their way forward very shortly. So the line-up for you in heat 10 is Philip HELLSTRÖM BÄNGS. He's changed his bike. You can understand why. He's had a difficult start to the evening. Red helmet colour for him. Gate number 2 in blue is Mikael Andersen. Gate number 3 in white is Sebastian Szostak, and William Drejer goes from the outside in yellow. Szostak is a danger man. He made a fabulous start out of gate number 2 last time. That bike literally leapt out of his hands when he dropped the clutch. Last time out, will he do something similar here? Looks like it. He's absolutely rocketed away again. Fantastic stuff from Szostak, but he's under pressure from HELLSTRÖM BÄNGS. HELLSTRÖM BÄNGS has a look over his right shoulder, but Szostak had the answers down the back straight. Andersen's come through in the 3rd place, but it's that man again, Szostak. He's having a great night. He's out in front, starting like an absolute rocket again here.
Yeah, Szostak's got that winning feeling, hasn't he? He's the first man to make the start like that from gate 3. Really rocketed away, worked the bike well, got into the corner, out front, settled down, looking good. HELLSTRÖM BÄNGS very fair on the opening lap down the back straight. Could have attempted to close the gap a little bit more and make Szostak think twice about continuing his run, but he was fair with him. He knew he was coming, he knew he had the speed. And Mikael Andersen was pretty brave on the opening lap to get himself into 3rd place, Drejer at the back.
Szostak absolutely flying out in front, dominating this Grand Prix right now. That's 3 rides and 3 wins. Super stuff from him. I said it earlier on, starting is going to be really important here this evening, and he is just showing exactly why. He's been out on track 3 times, he's made 3 absolutely perfect starts, and he's going along very nicely indeed. 3 points for Szostak. Philip HELLSTRÖM BÄNGS back in 2nd place, 2 points for him. Mikael Andersen 1 point in 3rd, and Drejer misses out there in heat number 10. When we see it again, you can just see how that bike and the combination of rider and bike there, the reaction's spot on, but look at it, it drives to the first corner. No lifting, just perfect.
Yeah, you'd be happy with that when you sat on the bike and you know it's going forward, you haven't got the front wheel in the air, you can't feel the wheel spin under you, you know you're going to get there first. But I've got to say, HELLSTRÖM BÄNGS from the inside gate made a decent start, very fair down that back straight, could have ended in carnage, and he realises there that Mikael Andersen has come through and he's got to close the doors. He does a little left turn just to stop the run, but right turn, sorry, off the corner. But yeah, it was a great ride from Szostak, remains unbeaten, looks very, very good.
He does indeed, and the man who finished 3rd in the opening round is looking like a winner right now. Still some way to go, of course. He's got the outside gates to come, 4 and 3 to come in his final 2 qualifying heats, but he's certain of a qualifying spot, a semi-final spot now.
I'm sure that's going to worry him, having an outside gate. He's just made a decent gate from gate 3. First man to do so. He's not the first man to win a race, but Matthias Pollestad was way back in heat 3, so that was pretty impressive.
It's going along very nicely, and they have got a setup that's working a treat, that's for sure. Heat number 11. Nagel PARNITSKYI on the inside in the red helmet colour. Matthias Pollestad out of gate number 2 in blue. Bartosz Bańbor, he changed his equipment a little earlier on. He's out of gate number 3 in white. And Krawczyk going from the outside in yellow. Certainly Krawczyk is going along well. PARNITSKYI is flying. Good match-up here in heat number 11. Pollestad also going along. He's in the points every time he's been out as well. So could be quite a tear up this one.
Yeah, competitive looking race. PARNITSKYI has just seen Szostak remain unbeaten. He will be wanting to do the same here. This one full of races though, isn't it?
Indeed it is, no doubt about that. GP2 here in Riga. Enjoying it, no doubt about that. Tapes are up. PARNITSKYI's made a lovely start on the inside. He's clear. He hits the first turn in front. Coming through in the 2nd place is Pollestad. Of course, on borrowed equipment, he's doing a great job there. Got to say, Bańbor was ruthless. Back straight with Krawczyk. He slammed the door shut on his compatriot there. No love lost there at all. But Nagel PARNITSKYI from the Ukraine, he looks great out in front.
He does look great out front, and we've got Pollestad in 2nd place on that Nagel bike, of course. And Krawczyk now has made a little bit of ground up on Bańbor, who was ruthless on Krawczyk down the back straight as he completely shut that door. Look at the dust flying. Those engines will be eating that. It's not a good recipe for those engines, hard revving engines. But he's not giving up, is he, Krawczyk?
No, he's searching for a way through here to try and get the better of his compatriot, who was pretty tough on him early doors. But PARNITSKYI has no such worries. This man is going to remain unbeaten, and he's going to join Sebastian Szostak and on 9 points, and they are both dominating this 2nd round of the SGP2 here in Riga. They're going along very nicely indeed. Fabulous start from the inside, and once again, dynamite speed in his machine. He's riding really nicely. And looking good there. 3 points for PARNITSKYI. Pollestad back in 2nd place. He's going along well as well. 2 points for him. Bartosz Bańbor working hard for 1 point in 3rd place, and Krawczyk misses out in heat number 11. We said it was going to be competitive, so it proved to be, but PARNITSKYI and Szostak, they are the men to beat right now.
Yeah, as you're right, let's say PARNITSKYI and Szostak, they are the men winning races at the moment. That's the picture that we're getting so far from the first block of 3 races. But no, great start from him. He's out front. Pollestad on that borrowed equipment, 2nd place. He'll be happy with that. Got to say, for me, Bartosz Bańbor's been disappointing. The man that finished 2nd in Molilla has opened up from his first 3 rides with just 3 points. That's tough for him. And Krawczyk there running a last from the outside gate. He'd started with a decent 5 points from 2 rides.
Look at that. can't do better than that. He's got gate 3 and 2 to come. But for Nazar PARNITSKYI, he did this in Melilla, where he was very impressive indeed, picking up 13 points from his 5 rides there, but then failed to make the final. So heat number 12 with Viktor Przyjemski on the inside in the red helmet colour. Viled's Nagel, gate 2 in blue. Nikita Kowlin's out of gate number 3 in white, and Leon Flint from the outside in yellow. Przyjemski, who won from the inside in his previous race, he's had gates 4 and 1. He gets it again here, the championship leader. Won convincingly from gate number 1 in heat number 5. He'll be hoping to replicate that now in heat number 12. Nagel will be looking to improve as well. Just slipped up last time, Nagel. Just had 1 point, so he'll be looking to get amongst the bigger points this time. And the local man, Cowlins, likewise. But I just sense that Przyjemski is in the box seat here. I fancy his chances.
Yeah, he's got to be favourite from the inside gate.
Indeed he has. So heat number 12 takes up now. We're underway. Przyjemski gets there. It's a good start from him. Around the outside, Leon Flint working hard, trying to get himself into second place, and does so. That's a good effort from the man from the UK. He's through. Best ride so far. Przyjemski steady out in front, back in 3rd place. We've got Viled's Nagel, who's in trouble there, just running in a bit hot into turn number 1, coming under pressure from Nikita Kowlins, but Przyjemski stamping his authority on heat number 12.
Przyjemski looking good out front. I think we're just seeing the signs of the first of the rubber going down on the track, because it seems if you get off the gas, the bike just wants to push into the corner hard. That's what we saw from Nagel now. Kowlins looking to find a way past, but a better ride from Leon Flint. The Brit is in 2nd place here, rider in yellow, but it's all about Przyjemski. Really does look like he's got some speed now.
This is good news. Failed to score first time. Next couple of rides, he's going to pick up a maximum score, 6 points, and all of a sudden, he's right back on track. The championship leader wins comfortably. Super ride from him. Much better ride from Leon Flint back in 2nd place. But Polish riders once again showing a great turn of speed here with Szostak and Przyjemski going along very nicely indeed. The result for you of heat 12 is Viktor Przyjemski wins his 2nd heat of the evening. 3 points for him, 2 points for Leon Flint, 1 point for Viled's Nagel, and nothing for Nikita Kowlins. Position after 3 rides each. PARNITSKYI and Szostak lead the way on 9 points each. They've got quite a margin over Przyjemski, Pedersen, Pollestad, Henriksen, all on 6 points. 5 points for Krawczyk and Viled's Nagel. And then Francis Gusts is on 4 points in 9th place. So those two fellas, PARNITSKYI and Szostak, are dominating round 2 of the SGP2. Good stuff from them.
Yeah, great stuff from those guys, and we will actually see them meet each other in their last ride in heat 17. So we look forward to that one, but straight away off the inside gate there, smashing start from Viktor Przyjemski. He hits the front. Leon Flint makes a better start from the outside, and a decent first turn there. You can see it's just bike straightens up on a little bit, almost did him a favour, moves him out into the dirt line, and he gets himself ahead of Viled's Nagel. And Viled's was struggling a little bit with the bike coming into the corners. I think he had to get off the gas a couple of times, and the bike just straightened up on him a little bit, chasing back wheels. But Leon Flint will be happy with that one. Not quite as happy as the man out front, though. That was a cracking ride from Przyjemski.
Indeed it was. So it's all taking shape quite nicely now. We've got 2 riders dominating proceedings so far, in Szostak and PARNITSKYI, who is going along really well indeed. But that man, of course, with having a chat with Rafał Dubrucki, the team manager for Poland. But they'll be much, much happier now. So Marcelina down in the pits there for us, and she's going to be joined by Francis Gusts.
That's right, a man from here alongside me, Francis Gusts. It's never easy for a local hero to be performing in front of the home crowd. On the other hand, you have the knowledge, you know the track very well, and this is a special place for you, no doubt about it.
Yeah, of course, it's my home track. I've I've done some laps here, but it seems that I haven't done enough, you know. But yeah, it's something with my start is wrong, but we will try to keep it up.
And we know that starts here are very important. 4 points so far and 2 races to go. So the outcome is still open. You may advance to the semi-finals. 2 races, very important for you coming up.
Yeah, of course. Our goal is to go to semis. You know, 2 important races ahead, and yeah, it's gate 1. So I've seen that the guys doing very good job from gate 1. So I will try to do the same.
I need to ask you also about last Speedway Grand Prix in Wrocław. We could notice that you were helping out Andrzej Lebiediew. We know that you are very eager to learn. You are trying to find opportunity to gain more experience. And was it also a chance for you to see how seniors are doing in the SGP?
Yeah, it was like my ticket in the pits, let's say that. And of course, every experience is experience. So yeah, I saw what guys are doing, and yeah, I really enjoy helping, you know, my countryman, and I'm so proud of it that he's going there. So yeah, I'm very, very happy.
And he's here also today, backing you up. So that's also a nice thing.
Yeah. Latvian is one whole family.
Obviously, thank you so much and good luck.
Thank you, Pollestad.
So good to hear from Francis Gusts, but he is under pressure here. He will need to produce 2 strong rides if he's going to get to the semi-finals here. He hasn't been able to get away from the tapes as well as he would have liked. He's got gates 1 and 4 to come in his final 2 qualifying heats here now. So full focus is required from young Francis. Let's have a look at the gate success and to see how that is developing. So 5 wins from the inside, no real surprise there. 2 race wins from gates 2 and 3, and 3 race wins now from the outside. It's taken a fair while actually for the 3rd win to materialise from the outside, because first 2 were in the first 2 races actually from gate number 4. Track rating is extended here this evening as a consequence of the surface here. So while that's going on, we will be able to take a look back on the highlights that we have seen so far here in round number 2 of the SGP2. So everybody's had 3 rides now, and there are some guys in the comfort zone, but I've got to say the majority of them aren't. Good to see Andrzej Lebiediew's here, who will be looking forward and excited for tomorrow night's Grand Prix. He is leading the European Championship with 1 round to go. That could well be his ticket back into the 2025 Grand Prix lineup, because I'm not thinking he's going to make the top 6 this year in the SGP, but there's no doubt they'll be focusing on that and looking for a big performance tomorrow evening. There you can see the standings after 3 rides each, with BÄNGS and Szostak leading the way on 9 points. But when you look at people like Francis Gusts, Leon Flint, Drejer there, HELLSTRÖM BÄNGS in particular, who finished 4th in the opening round, Bańbor finishing 2nd in the opening round, They are all languishing well down in the standings right now, and they will need to pick up probably at minimum 5 points from their last 2 outings if they have any chance at all of making the semi-finals. So those guys are under plenty of pressure as they go into their last couple of rides. They're going to probably have to sort of roll the dice a bit. They haven't quite figured it out so far, but bike setup off that start is going to be vital now.
Yeah, there comes a point, and it's pretty much here now. With 2 rides to go, you can accumulate 6 points from your last 2. So, you know, even if you're on 3 points at this point, which goes right down to 14th place, you've still got a chance. So, but you've got to take it. You've got, as you say, Kelvin, roll the dice. It's either go desperate with the setup to make it come off the start. Very difficult to overtake people, so you want it to come off the start, or change the bike completely and ride another one.
We've seen that on several occasions already with riders changing their equipment, and it's certainly worked for Bastian Pedersen last time. Next 4 races for you. Leon Flint looking to push on here. Likewise, Philip HELLSTRÖM BÄNGS, those 2 lads there looking to build on the 3 points. Kravchik, who missed out last time. Henriksen going along quite nicely there with 6 points. I think number 14. Well, we've got PARNITSKYI in there and Przyjemski. That could be quite a match-up there in gates 2 and 3. Pedersen also off gate 4 again. Quite a line-up, that one. Gusts needs a win in heat 15 up against Bańbor, Cowlins and Andersen. So does Bańbor as well. Pollestad solid on 6. And Szostak from the outside with 9 points. So, as I say, this is when you come out for your 4th ride and you're only on 3 and 4 points, I mean, you really can't afford to slip up anymore. You've had 3 opportunities to try and figure it out. You might not be in the best form, but experience will tell you, you've just got to say, right, boys, let's have a go here. We've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. Yeah. So, freshly prepared track, Chris. Water's gone down. Inside gate. Better effort from Flint last time. Got that inside gate. Might just prove to be the right place at the right time.
Yeah, he'll be buoyed by that, and he's coming straight out into heat 13 off the inside gate. You're right, the inside gates are generally between 1 and 2 slight advantage. I was just looking forward to that meeting in the next race, actually heat 14, between Przyjemski and PARNITSKYI. PARNITSKYI obviously will want to remain unbeaten, but gate 3 with Przyjemski, the series lead, he's won his last 2 races. It's going to be tough for him.
It will be. Szostak did it from there, but he didn't have Przyjemski in gate 2. And Przyjemski is a tough man to beat, that's for sure. So heat number 13, the lineup for you. Leon Flint on the inside in the red helmet colour. Philip HELLSTRÖM BÄNGS, gate number 2 in blue. Jakub Krawczyk out of gate number 3 in white. And Kasper Henriksen, gate 4 in yellow. Henriksen hasn't won a race so far, but he's been consistent. He's had 3 second places, but it's crunch time for HELLSTRÖM BÄNGS, who finished 4th in the opening round. With only 3 rounds in the championship, you can't afford a bad one. You have to be rock solid, you have to be consistent. It's a word we use a lot in Grand Prix, and HELLSTRÖM BÄNGS needs to turn it around here in heat number 13 if he wants to make the semi-finals. Can he do it? As I say, freshly prepared track. Water's gone down, could be a little greasy. Here we go. He's missed the start. And gate number 3's worked a treat there for Kravczyk. He's made a fabulous start. Here comes HELLSTRÖM BÄNGS. Great recovery from him. He missed the start, but he's powered his way into 2nd place. Flint's been relegated to 3rd, with Henriksen creeping around the inside. He's at the back, but Kravczyk, after failing to score last time, he's out in front here, Chris. He looks good again now. Yeah,
if he can stay out front, he'll move himself onto 8 points. That will settle him down nicely with a race to come. HELLSTRÖM BÄNGS, important move on the first turn. He's got himself into 2nd place, but of course, he'll only be on 5. He will be desperate for a win in his last one to give him sort of any sort of chance. Henriksen now looking for a way up the inside. No, I don't think he's quite going to get there. He'll be under pressure in his last one. He'll remain on 6 if he can't find a way past Leon Flint.
Yeah, battle for 3rd place. Got to say, once the rider hits the front, they're able to dictate and pull further and further away, and that's exactly the same here in heat number 13 with this man. Kravczyk and the Polish contingent are beginning to dominate again at under 21 level. Fantastic ride from him.
He's done it.
Henriksen out of the final corner. He picks up a very valuable point. That moves him on to 7. Could be vital when it comes to the semi-finals. Leon Flint just missing out there in heat number 13. Looked like that to me.
I'd have to see that again, it was pretty close.
I thought Henriksen got there. Looked like it did. We'll wait for the confirmation, but certainly it was action-packed on the run to the line coming out of turn number 4. No such worries for Jakub Krawczyk out in front. Smashing start out of gate number 3. Watch this again.
Yeah, superstar, does everything right. Front wheel just hovers off the ground, bike's going forward. HELLSTRÖM bangs there with an important move around the first turn just to get the better of Leon Flint. And but it was a race down to the line that we really want to see. You can see there HELLSTRÖM bangs working it hard, deals with Henriksen on the outside, and Leon Flint, you can see he's just looking across, but he's already dealt with Henriksen, and then it was a race down to the finish line. Oh, look at that, nearly put both wheels over the inside curve there. Henriksen is just looking for a way past Leon Flint. And it all comes down to a move now, down to the finish line. You can see there, cut back up the inside. Lovely move there. We can see, yeah, he's just about, got to say, Leon Flint was coming back at him, but he's just about done it.
Nice turn there from Henriksen. So Krawczyk out in front. 3 points for him. HELLSTRÖM bangs on 2 points there. 1 point for Henriksen and nothing for Leon Flint in heat number 13. Good effort there from Henriksen, who's not winning races, but he's quietly going about his business and moves on to 7 with 1 ride to come. Heat number 14, riders are at tapes. And there's some big hitters here, that's for sure. Line up for you on the inside in the red helmet colour is William Drejer. Victor Przyjemski, gate number 2 in blue. Nazar Panitsky, gate 3 in white. And Bastian Pedersen from the outside in the yellow helmet colour. These riders are going along well. They all 3 of them won their last ride. Przyjemski, Panitsky and Pedersen, winners last time out. Something's got to give here, that's for sure. Green lights on, tapes are up. We're roaring into the first corner. Przyjemski's gone wide, he's gone to the back, up the inside. That's tight. Look at Pedersen coming around the outside. That was a really hectic first corner. Got to say, Drejer's done well to hang on to second place there. There were 4 abreast there. Up the inside now. It's tight. Oh, Przyjemski giving certainly Panitsky a good shove there going into turns 1 and 2. Panitsky coming right back in it, and the big 2 around the back here. Pedersen has turned his meeting around with a change of bike. He's firing away out in front. Look at him go.
Yeah, he will move on to 9 points. He'll be pretty safe for a semi-final spot, but well, it's a bit of a shock actually for me to see Panitsky and Przyjemski at the back.
Yeah.
These 2 guys, Drejer doing a good job there. He came off the inside gate. He's just about hanging on to second place. Bastian Pedersen has really, he's checked out. Oh, Panitsky now on the inside. That's a lovely move. He should be able to get up the inside there. Yeah, that's a big move for him.
Superstar. Pedersen's won comfortably, but that is some ride from Panitsky. He was in all sorts of trouble early doors. But Nazar Panitsky possibly with the ride of the night there to come through in his second place. Bastian Pedersen misses all the fireworks that went on behind him. Pedersen now on to 9 points. Good ride. He's in the semi-finals. 3 points for Pedersen. Fabulous ride from Nazar Panitsky to come through in the second place. 2 points for him. 1 point there for, because the graphic has gone already, for Drejer, and Przyjemski misses out, and Przyjemski's under massive pressure now.
Yeah, Przyjemski is going to need points in his final ride now, but look at that from Bastian Pedersen in yellow, just again from gate 4, makes it work really, really well. And William Drejer gets himself into second place. At this point, the big shock is Panitsky and Przyjemski at the back, but Panitsky just didn't give up, he just worked all race. Look how tight it is there between Przyjemski and Panitsky, but they're at the wrong part of the field. They're at the back of the field in this one. It's real tight there, but he just kept working at it, didn't he, Panitsky? He's got exactly the same scorecard so far as he had in Moorlille. He started with 3 race wins and then took 2 second places in his final 2 heat races, and that's what he's got so far tonight.
Brilliant stuff from the man from Ukraine. Bastian Pedersen showing great class in his last couple as well. Unbeaten in his last 2 rides. Nicky Pedersen there is in attendance, of course, the national team coach for Denmark. And they will be very satisfied with their work and the way they've turned their fortunes around. And as I say, the championship leader after the conclusion of 4 rides, Przyjemski with 2 wins and 2 last places. Pressure on. Just on the inside. Red helmet colour, pressure is on him. Likewise for Bartosz Bańbor, gate 2 in blue. Nikita Cowlin's coming out of gate number 3 here in white, and Mikael Andersen with a change of equipment from the outside in the yellow helmet colour. It's all getting quite exciting now, building up. Tense times now for these young riders, that's for sure. Heat number 15, green light comes on. Flaps are up, we're away. Gate number 2 has worked there nicely for Bańbor. Better stuff from him. Round the outside is Andersen. Andersen just having to whine to roll the throttle off there down the back straight because Bańbor slammed the door shut. This is much better for Bartosz Bańbor. He hits the front. Mikael Andersen coming at him.
Yeah, Bańbor looking good. Mikael Andersen bike looks driving forward. It keeps lifting. It's quite difficult to ride. Francis Gusts again. He's back in 3rd place. This really won't be enough for him. He would move on to 5 points. Of course, he would still have a chance of making the semi-finals, but he would absolutely have to have a race win. Mikael Andersen working hard. He just can't find any extra traction. He's moved out a couple of times, but Bańbor out front just keeps getting the bike down straight. Mikael Andersen out making a cutback. Is he going to get up the inside? He may well do. It's going to be tight.
Super ride from Mikael Andersen. That bike working really well, putting his arms out. Certainly looked very threatening for some time, and he gets the better of Bańbor. And Mikael Andersen on his 2nd bike. That was a good move and a great ride. Andersen right back in it. 3 points, very valuable points. Smashing ride. Bańbor looked much better, but could not resist the charge from the Danish rider Mikael Andersen. How about that? Andersen rightly overjoyed. 3 points for Andersen. Super ride from him. 2nd place goes to Bańbor, 2 points. Francis Gusts just 1 point, and Cowlins misses out in heat number 15. Good speedway that was, really good speedway, and a calculating ride there for Mikael Andersen.
Yeah, Mikael was working it all race. He looked for the outside for most of the laps, but then he decided, okay, I've got to find a different approach here. And it was a great ride. Had to get off the gas there, going down the back straight. Mikael, the rider in yellow here, just moving a little bit wider than Bańbor. Bańbor looking left, looking right. Nose is coming up the inside here, but he just manages to keep the momentum, get into the bottom corner in front. Not so this time. Really nice move from Mikael Andersen. Great straight line speed. Bike working really well for him.
Bike was hooking up on the slick, no doubt about that. So the change there proving to be very fruitful indeed. Smashing ride from Mikael Andersen. Bańbor, that could be quite costly. He's only on 5 points from 4 outings. That win there, well, that 1 point difference could prove to be the difference of making the semis or not. But for that man, all of a sudden he's given himself a chance with 1 ride remaining before the semi-finals. Heat number 16 will complete the 4th block of heats. Everybody would have had 4 outings. And we will see the Grand Prix leader prior to this set of races here. Once again, Szostak on the outside gate here. So the lineup for you is Mathias Pollestad on the inside in the red helmet colour. Jesper Knudsen, gate number 2 in blue. Vilas Nagels, gate 3 in white. And Szostak on 9 points from the outside in yellow. Szostak's in the semi-finals, but he'll want to keep kicking on. Gate choice for the semis will be key to make the final, you would suggest.
Yes, he will want that advantage of having first pick. The only unbeaten rider left, of course, he's seen Panitsky now drop a point. It was a great ride, I'll have to say, from Panitsky to earn those 2 points in heat 14.
Ride of the night. Ride of the night for me, no doubt about it. Difficult track to overtake on. Panitsky managed to do so. Here we go, heat number 16. Saves are up, we're underway. They come charging into the first corner, and guess what? That man who's been sharp away from the top, oh my goodness, they've gone down there in the first corner. Down. Is it Nagel, is it?
Yeah, I think it was his own mistake, it looked like. We'll have to see it again. But
Szostak, once again, Nagel has picked himself up. He's A-OK, that's good news. And it could well be that Jesper Steentoft, well, not could be, he will have to make a decision now. They'll either be all 4 back or an exclusion. Let's see it again.
Yeah, Nagel here in white, misses the start, looks back, went for a cutback. Rider in blue has made a mistake. He's come across, he's absolutely nowhere near Vilas Nagel. For me, that is his own mistake. It was a slightly messy first turn, I admit, but we are hearing it's all fall back.
All fall back to the start there. Clearly, yes, for Steenthoff. A touch fortunate, I agree, but Steenthoff feeling that the rider in blue there
has impeded him.
Has created a problem and has caused him to come off. So that's how he's read it, and that's how it's going to be. So a small delay now as a consequence of that. Got to say, Szostak is absolutely electric away from the tapes here. Doesn't matter where he starts from. You said it, actually. He has the outside starts to finish his qualifying off, but he's made starts from every gate so far.
Yeah, that won't worry him, that's for sure. He's riding exceptionally well with great starts, and as you said, Kelvin, it is going to be about making decent starts, and he is the rider that's consistently doing that from anywhere at the moment, as we see Vilas Nagel making the long walk back, and he's already had a change of bike. Let's hope he doesn't want another one, because Pollestad will lose his bike.
That's right. Exactly there, certainly. And Sebastian Szostak just having to regroup now. Not ideal when you've made the start. There's the position we find ourselves in with just one more race to go before everybody's had 4 outings. Panitsky leading the way on 11, but he's had 4 rides. Szostak's on 9, having completed 3. Pedersen's had 4 rides, he's on 9. Krawczyk's on 8 from 4. Henriksson on 7 from 4. Przyjemski on 6. Now, he's in 6th place. That just shows you how open it is, but even so, 2 wins and 2 last places, a couple of points at the very least, you would suggest, if you want to make the top 8 here. Very, very tight there for 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. Pressure on for the final qualifying heat, and Przyjemski's got gate number 3 in heat 19 up against Bańbor, HELLSTRÖM, BÄNGS and Knudsen, so he won't want to make a slip up there. The championship leader, with only 3 rounds to be crowned under-21 world champion, just can't afford not to make the semi-finals every time.
Absolutely, or even the final. You know, this is with just 3 rounds, it's so difficult to make up any ground, and it can be a cruel system. I mean, just look at Nazir Panitsky. Scored 13 points in the heats in Morlilla, and then ends up, because he finished last in the semi-final, he ends up 7th place with just 10 points.
Yeah, that's the nature of the beast, isn't it, these days? So Panitsky, who's going along great here, he is arguably the best rider on show. I know that Szostak's been winning races for fun, but Panitsky, who was last in his final ride, in his previous ride, excuse me, but coming through, battling through to come into 2nd place, he showed a great turn of speed and really did work it out nicely.
Yeah, there's a few fast riders. The difference has been Szostak and his starting, because Krawczyk has looked quick in all of his races so far. He just isn't making consistently good starts. Przyjemski, again, when he's in front, he looks quick. And, of course, Panitsky's quick as well. So, yeah, the difference with Sebastian Szostak at the moment is he's just been superb from the start.
Riders back out on track. Can he reproduce the starts he's been we've been watching, seeing from him once again here in heat number 16 for the 2nd time? They're all there. 2 minutes are on. As I say, Pollestad will be hoping to pick up some big points here. Going along okay, Pollestad. He's, what is he on? 6 points here, so a couple of points here would be very useful indeed. So the line-up for you for the 2nd time. Matches Pollestad on the inside in the red helmet colour. Knudsen, gate number 2 in blue. Nagel, gate 3 in white. And Szostak from the outside in yellow. Szostak, I'll be interested to know what sort of clutch setup he's got, because when he drops the clutch, the bike absolutely leaps forward. He's
scare you, Kelvin.
I'll tell you what, you've got to hang on to it, haven't you? Because it really does jump forward, and in these conditions, it's working a treat, no doubt about that. So, riders just settling down now for heat number 16. Marshall just keeping an eye on Sebastian Szostak, gate number 4. Here we go then, green light is on, tapes are up. Away we go, and Szostak once again. Look, he's repeated that. That is fabulous to do that. He was under pressure there. We often see riders who've made the start initially, rerun, they miss out. Not this time for Szostak. He's away out in front. Pollestad coming through in the second place. Around the outside there is Knudsen from Denmark coming through in the third place with Nagel. Nagel's out the back, but Szostak, he is flying here. Got to say, Nagel's come through in the third place, but Sebastian Szostak out in front. That starting here is proving to be decisive. He's looking good again.
Yeah, the starting is decisive here so far, and he will remain unbeaten on 12 points if he stays out front. Looking good. Pollestad, Nagel's chasing down his own bike with Pollestad in front of him, so he's got the upper hand in this one. He'll move on to 8 points, which with a ride to come should be safe for a semi-final place.
It should be. It's going to be tight when we come to the conclusion of the qualifying heats, but it's not going to be any such worries for that man. Szostak remains unbeaten. What a performance so far. He'll be hoping to keep it going. Slight shake of the head there, but not sure what that's all about. He's actually out in the very next race off gate number 3, so we haven't got too long to wait to see him once again, but a terrific showing from Sebastian Szostak so far. 3 points for him. Matthias Pollestad 2 points in second place, 1 point for Nagel in third, and Knudsen misses out heat number 16. Here's the position after everybody's completed 4 rides. 12 points for Szostak. He leads the way, chased by PARNITSKYI there on 11. 9 for Pedersen. Krawczyk's on 8, so is Pollestad. Henriksen on 7. Przyjemski and Andersen on 6, so is Nagel. 5 for HELLSTRÖM BÄNGS, 5 for Bańbor, 5 for Gusts. This last 4 races is going to be crucial for those guys from 6th right the way down to 9th. That really is tight indeed.
Yeah, the pressure is on so many guys here as we watch from the drone now. Heat number 16 and Przyjemski. That was a masterclass in how to make a start from the outside gate. Bike just goes forward. He hasn't got the front wheel in there, tidy as you like, hits the front and looks really, really smooth. But yeah, Matthias Pollestad moves along. He's going along quite nicely on a borrowed bike, doing a really good job, moves on to 8 points, and he's got 1 ride to come, so should be in the semi-finals. But a great ride once again from Sebastian Szostak. Really is the man of the moment in this one.
Terrific stuff from Szostak. You're right about Pollestad. You know, when he was chatting with Marcelino a little earlier on, he really didn't know what to expect tonight. And sometimes that kind of just takes the pressure off. You're going to say, well, I'm on borrowed equipment. You know, all expectations have gone. But I've got to say, he's produced a really solid performance and is looking set for the semis here. That man is there already. So we've got some opportunity for some more reaction from the pit area now. Bastian Pedersen is joining Marcelino.
Bastian Pedersen, who already forgot about Malila, I assume, because today we have a brand new Bastian Pedersen. The beginning of the competition maybe wasn't perfect, although it wasn't bad, but it wasn't perfect. But what you did in the last 2 outings was just a perfection.
Thank you very much. We switched the bike after heat 2, and yeah, I did some good starts and took it step for step. So let's see if I can bring it to the final. So yeah, hope for the best.
You left your rivals far behind. You have a massive advantage after the second place rival. How much did you enjoy racing like that?
I really enjoy it. But it's bumpy, but it's nice. But yeah, making the best out of it, and yeah.
We know that you have Speedway in your genes. Nicky Pedersen, triple world champion, your uncle, your dad, Ronnie Pedersen, who used to be Speedway Grand Prix regular. On the one hand, you have a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge from these 2 men, but also, on the other hand, you have a lot of expectations towards yourself.
Yeah, I have a lot of expectations, but I'm trying to keep it down and just taking it step for step, and yeah.
If you look at your racing, what do you think you should work on to be a better racer?
The starts, I need to be better at the starts and make it better into the corner. But yeah.
But But we know that Nicky Pedersen has some tricks to make the starts better.
Yeah, he do, and he helps me a lot, so I really appreciate that.
Great to hear this. Thank you so much and good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, Bastian has turned his night around now and is looking good. He's going to be out in heat number 20 for gate number 3, but clearly enjoying himself right now. Well, we got a chance. We can take a look at heat number 14 with the drone.
Yeah, we get a chance to see Bastian Pedersen in action off the outside gate in yellow here. What a race to win. This really was a great ride for him to win. Against Viktor Przyjemski and Parnitskyi, 2 fast riders on the night. He hits the front, really never looks back, but this race for me was all about Parnitskyi and the way he worked his way back from last place. Here he's on the outside, he's coming under immense pressure on the inside there from Viktor Przyjemski, but he just battles away all race, just trying to weigh up the track. He's under a lot of pressure from behind, so he can't really make the lines that he wants to make up on Drejer in front of him, but he really does a good job on the last corner or the last lap to get up the inside of Drejer. But Bastian Pedersen, look at the lead he's built up in this one. Great ride from him.
There's Parnitskyi working overtime in 3rd place. He just works it out.
Yeah, just making longer straights, isn't he? Just slightly wider entry into the corner, longer straights.
Lovely ride, and I think Nazar Parnitskyi is going to be a force to be reckoned with here this evening, but Bastian Pedersen likewise with a super ride there in heat 14, and rightly, as you say, it was a very strong race indeed. So Marcelina is working hard for us down there, and she is going to be able to catch up with Andrei Lebedevs, who we're going to see tomorrow night.
That's right. Andrei will be racing here tomorrow, but today you're supporting your younger colleague, Francis Gusts. But in overall, how do you enjoy watching Speedway Grand Prix 2 and the juniors competing today in Riga?
Always nice to see young riders and how grow up or local riders. And yeah, with fingers crossed about Francis, and hopefully he did his last heat and makes semi and yeah, continuing this evening.
I just caught you guys discussing something. Would you reveal what was it all about? Any advice you share with Francis?
Yeah, 100%. I try help Francis with the setups and what lines he must choose, but he know how racing Speedway. Today maybe he have a unlucky heats before, but hopefully he fix his bike, and yeah, next heat will be nice for him, and like I say, hopefully we continue this evening together.
So talking about tomorrow, how much can you get from today's competition watching, you know, young riders on this track? Can you draw some conclusion? Can you get something for tomorrow for yourself?
Yeah, 100%. We see what lines works today, what gates work well, and 100% some tips from today I save in my head, and hopefully that works tomorrow also. And yeah, we will see how track prepared for a big GP, and yeah, but some good advice and tips, for sure take it.
Thank you so much, Andrei. I know it's hard to answer the questions when you can hear yourself and the speakers, but thank you anyway, and good luck for tomorrow.
Thank you.
Yep, good to hear from Andrei. He will be a force to be reckoned with tomorrow night, you would think. So Francis Gusts, who they were discussing there, he's got gate number 4 in heat 18. The gate success now for you. We'll take a look at that. We'll have a couple of pages of graphics now. The inside gate remains on 5 wins, 2 for gate number 2, 3 out of gate number 3, and 6 wins now from the outside gate. So gates 1 and 4 producing the majority of the points. Gate 2, likewise, pretty solid as well. Gate 3 quite possibly won't be very, could be friendless when we come to the semi-finals, that's for sure. There you can see the ruts on the start line there. That is quite a challenge for riders, not only the depth of the rut, but also is it straight, is it snaky? You want to try and get as clean a getaway as possibly. So, as I say, they are the challenges that present themselves as this meeting continues. Last 4 qualifying heats before the semi-finals with heat 17. Parnitskyi and Szostak going head-to-head there, the 2 top men here so far this evening, with Henriksen and Cowlins, who's had a nightmare of a meeting. Pollestad there on 8, looking pretty good for the semis. Drejer, Leon Flint probably won't make it today, but Gusts needs a win. Bartosz Bańbor likewise, so is HELLSTRÖM BÄNGS. Przyjemski also under pressure there. Andersen, Krawczyk, Pedersen is going along nicely, and Nagel in heat number 20. I would say the championship leader needs, well, I would say to be absolutely certain, he needs to win that one, you know?
Yeah, to be certain he'll need a win.
Yeah.
Second may well do him with 2 race wins, but by my reckoning there's 9 riders up for 5 places here. We've got 3 riders that I would suggest are almost certainly through, Bastian Pedersen, and of course Nazir Parnitskyi and Sebastian Szostak. But other than that, it's all to battle for.
So, exciting 4 heats to come. Just to clarify who's actually going to be in the top 8. It's been one of those evenings where everybody's been robbing points, apart from 1 or 2, robbing points off everybody else. Parnitskyi and Szostak, the top 2 men going head-to-head here in heat number 17. Will this be a dress rehearsal for later on? Certainly there's no doubt that Parnitskyi will be hoping so, because he has ridden beautifully so far this evening, but he did something similar, or almost identical in truth, in Melilla in June, but then just slipped up in the semi-finals, and all the good work was undone suddenly, and came away with just 10 points when he was looking for certainly a few more than that. So on the evidence of what he's done so far, you would like to think that he has every chance of going to the final race here in the Bańbor Speedway Centre in Riga today. So riders are back out on track for heat number 17. Smashing looking lineup, really is. And there's no doubt there's plenty of interest on gates 2 and 3 here for sure.
Ironically, it was Szostak and Viktor Przyjemski that he missed out in that semi-final too. So
he'll be hoping that history
more on this one.
Yeah, he'll be hoping that history doesn't repeat itself now. But Kasper Henriksen, who had a poor round in his home country, certainly has been much improved this time, and he's on the inside in the red helmet colour. Parnitskyi gate 2 in blue, Szostak had a gate number 3 in white, and Nikita Cowlins, who has failed to score so far today. A meeting to forget for Cowlins. That's a shame at home when he rode so well in the Speedway of Nations in Manchester. But there's no doubt that the focus of attention here, Chris, is on gates 2 and 3.
Yeah, and I would say gate 2, Parnitskyi's got the upper hand with the track grade, the water that's just gone down. Looking at gate 3, it is part of the racing line along with gate 4. So, but I mean, he's making consistently. He hasn't missed a start yet. He's been absolutely faultless from the start. I think it will be tougher here for him. This is possibly the toughest combination that he's had, with Parnitskyi on the inside of him and a track grade coming off gate 3. Let's see what he can do.
Parnitskyi showed great speed as well. He had the bike working really nicely in his previous race, where he was last and came through into 2nd place. So if they get away, if Szostak does make the start, Parnitskyi's right up his exhaust pipe. Should be a pretty entertaining heat number 17. Here we go. We're underway. Parnitskyi's got there. Brilliant start. They were neck and neck initially, but Nazar Parnitskyi, fantastic stuff from him. Got to say, Szostak was in trouble there. Looked a little greasy with the water. Spun up, and that has allowed Kasper Henriksen to come through in a 2nd place, but Parnitskyi has stolen the march from the opposition here. Cowlins is at the back, but the man from the Ukraine, he is just unstoppable here.
Yeah, Parnitskyi, good start, showing great speed, riding out in the dirt. 2nd place would do Henriksen. This would move him on to 9 points. Pretty certain he would be in the semi-finals on that, but Szostak didn't make a bad start from gate 3. I knew it would be greasy on the run to the corner. Made a slight mistake coming off the corner, lost his momentum. And, well, Parnitskyi, 14 points. He will top the heats.
Indeed he will. No doubt about it. It's pretty much the length of the straight in front. He's in a class of his own here. And this man is beginning to dominate. This is a fantastic performance. Terrific start and wins at a canter, really does. And showing terrific speed, and that time of 64.187 seconds at this stage of the evening, that is impressive indeed. Parnitskyi dominant in heat number 17. He wins, 3 points for him. Henriksen coming through in the second place, 2 points. Szostak drops points for the first time. He only gets third place there, 1 point for him. And Nikita Kalin's missing out. So Parnitskyi finishes his qualifying heats on 14, 13 for Szostak. As I say, Pedersen's got a ride to come. Henriksen finishes on 9. He'll be thinking that's more than enough. And so on down. Everybody else, apart from Kalin's, has got a ride to come. But for Nazar Parnitskyi, this rider, I'll tell you what, he's got a future in this sport riding like this. This is terrific.
Yeah, as you said, Kelvin, during the race, it was an even break actually for the first 2 or 3 metres. It was an even break, but Szostak just lost all traction on the greasy surface. It's just been watered, and but no such problems for Parnitskyi as he hits the front and just goes away from the rest of the field. Really does ride nicely. Kasper Henriksen will be happy with that ride. He still hasn't had a race win, so if things go completely against him, that could be a problem for him. But on 9 points, I think he's safe. But Parnitskyi really looks good. Of course, we saw this in Melilla. He can't let it fall away in the semi-finals.
We'll have a good gate choice for the semi-final. We'll have the first gate choice, of course, and that will help him. So every chance of going to the big final later on. Heat number 18. We'll see riders that are desperate for points here, that's for sure. And as I say, it's crunch time. We were building it up. Plenty of riders with opportunities with a big last ride to force their way into contention. Pollestad on 8 points. He's on the inside in the red helmet colour. William Drejer, gate number 2 in blue. Leon Flint, gate 3 in white. And Francis Gusts, the home favourite here, simply has to win it. Absolutely has to win it, and then hope, fingers crossed, that 8 points will be enough. Might not be.
Might not be.
Might not be tonight.
Very tight.
It's really tight indeed. But
even Pollestad would really needs a second to be sure here.
Shows you how open it is. Start Marshall not happy here. He wants riders to move further apart. They're reluctant to do so.
Yeah, I don't see why. There's a gap there. Neither look over the line. So I would also be making a fuss, I think.
I think the start marshal could just move to one side or the other, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, he's been beaten.
He's been directed by the referee.
He's been mentally beaten up. Here we go then, heat number 18. Tapes are up. We're into the first turn, and Gusts has made a hash of it. He was all over the place going to the first corner. The man who hasn't is Pollestad. He's away. Leon Flint has come through in the third place, but he's out of control.
He's gone down.
And he's gone down. And that will be a reprieve now. If the red lights come on, which they have, Francis Gusts needed a second chance, and he's got it.
Yeah,
because that man has just slipped off his motorbike.
Yeah, Francis Gusts just got sideways off the start. I think he was determined to come straight across, realised that he hadn't actually gone forward enough, and then got all sideways. But Leon Flint was doing all right there. He'd sort of got a good run, but he just, once he got the bike in the dirt, had a bit of water go down, a little bit more grip than he thought. Maybe he's slightly overgeared himself, looking to get a little bit more speed.
We'll see it again. He just runs into the corner and the bike just straightens up underneath. It wouldn't turn.
Never got it turned. Never got it turned. And once that was the case, he got off the gas, and then there was absolutely no chance of turning. So he is excluded for that mistake. And as you say, Kelvin, it's a reprieve for Francis Gusts, who'd made a right hash of the start. He just looked determined to come straight across. Didn't make a good enough start for that. Got himself in all sorts of problems. But unlucky there for Leon in his last ride, but he's just never got the bike turned.
No, that's a disappointing evening for Leon Flint. He would have been looking for much better, but wasn't to be. He scored 8 points in the opening round, but it's going to be less than that this time here in Riga. He'll be looking forward to Torren now. You can see the exclusion light on. Well, I think it was on. I think it's gone off now. But riders are at the pit gate. That's the man in the yellow helmet colour there. As I say, Francis Gusts hasn't had the evening he was looking for, but if he's going to have any chance at all to keep this home crowd involved, as it were, needs to win heat number 18.
I don't think 8 points would be enough for him.
No, I haven't looked at it closely, but I just got a feeling that, as you say, 9 points is going to be what's required. Neil Vatcher there, the under-21 team manager for Great Britain, just possibly consoling Leon, saying it's just not your day. Put this one to bed and we'll regroup for the end of the month in Torrent. So riders are back up at tapes for the second time of asking here for heat number 18. Pollestad was away, he'll be hoping to replicate that. And Pollestad on borrowed equipment has done a fine job here. Terrific effort from him. So the lineup for you, Pollestad on the inside in the red helmet colour. Drejer out of gate number 2 in blue. No rider in gate number 3 with Leon Flint being excluded. And Francis Gusts, even a win might be not enough, but simply has to hit the front. Got to find the key to it. Hasn't made a start all night.
No, his starts have really been, he alluded to it himself. It's what's led him down tonight. And yeah, he just from the outside, he just got the bike sideways. He's got a little bit more room now, the exclusion of Leon Flint. Let's see what he can do.
Green light comes on. Here we go. Tapes up. It's another good start on the inside by Pollestad. Gusts is there this time. Much better effort from him. Can he make it work around the inside? Not quite, because Pollestad got a lovely run coming off turn 2 there. He's moved out to the dirt, and Gusts is going to have to do something pretty spectacular here, because second place simply won't be enough. We've got Drejer back in third place, but this is a smashing way to finish your qualifying off for Pollestad. The man from Norway is doing the business on his mate's bike.
Yeah, he's heading for his second race win on his mate's bike, looking good. It's an impressive performance on borrowed equipment, I've got to say. Francis Gusts hasn't given up, but he's just found it really tough to get by anybody today. And without making starts, it's been tough for him. But Matthias Pollestad will move on to 11 points. He'll be in the semi-finals with that.
Indeed he will. So Pollestad pulling away out in front. Gusts just overdoing it there on the final lap. But this man has ridden really nicely. He's been solid throughout his 5 rides so far, and finishes with a fine win there in heat number 18. Second time of asking. Not always easy to reproduce the start you had the first time, but he did that. And 11 points will see him through comfortably to the semi-finals here this evening in round number 2 in the SGP2 series. So Pollestad making his mark there. He might well offer his mate to buy that bike at the end of the evening. No, you never know. 3 points for Pollestad, 2 for Gusts, 1 for Drejer, and Leon Flint was excluded from heat number 18. See the position now with 18 races gone. PARNITSKYI and Szostak leading the way. Pollestad coming through now into third place, but Pedersen may have something to say about that. Henriksen finishes on 9. 8 points for Krawczyk, but he's got a race to come. As I say, 7 points you just fancy might not be enough, won't be enough. I feel quite confident about that. See it again here.
Yeah, I'm sure it won't be enough. It's a better start second time around for Francis Gusts. He manages to get through the gap there, just on the outside of William Drejer, but second place, pretty certain 7 points is not going to be enough for him. This one all about Matthias Pollestad out front, looking remarkably composed on borrowed equipment, seems to have really got things dialed in, seems to be happy, comfortable on the bike, seems to have got the engine set up nice, and things working very well for him. Of course, Nagel lent him that bike. He comes out in heat 20, he's got 6 points. He's also got a chance of making the semi-finals. Maybe he'll be asking for that one back.
Yeah, there might well be a discussion had if they both make the semi-finals. Could we swap, please? I think that might be there, but that man there, Pollestad, who we heard from earlier on, that's a decent scorecard.
Yeah, very good.
And he'll be more than satisfied with that. I don't think he's really been inconvenienced by not having his own kit here, in truth. He's done very nicely indeed. So heat number 19. Riders again, desperate for points here. Bartosz Bańbor on the inside. Red helmet colour. Gate number 2 in blue is Philip HELLSTRÖM BÄNGS. Viktor Przyjemski only on 6 points. Gate 3 in white. He needs to win it. has to win it, really. Jesper Knudsen off the outside, it's not been his day. He's in the yellow helmet colour. So the championship leader here, Viktor Przyjemski, gate 3, with some big hitters on the inside 2 gates. What a moment for him. This is the difference between being world champion at under 21 or not. You do believe it is that important right now. Here we go, heat number 19. Big time pressure, here we go. Big pause, Przyjemski drops the clutch and he's got there. Wow, what a way to respond. Round the outside, here comes Knudsen. He has done very little here this afternoon. He comes into second place, but Przyjemski held it all together there beautifully. He's out in front, coming through into second place now. This HELLSTRÖM bangs up the inside of Knudsen, and out the back is Bańbor. But for Przyjemski, this is just what he needed.
This should be enough for Przyjemski. 9 points and 3 race wins, more importantly. If it comes down to a comeback, I'm pretty certain that he will make the semi-finals on that. HELLSTRÖM BÄNGS is giving chase. Oh, mistake there from BÄNGS. Has to turn the bike hard in the dirt. This is not going to be enough for HELLSTRÖM BÄNGS.
HELLSTRÖM BÄNGS riding overtime in second place. Bańbor, disappointment for him. He's at the back. Tell you what, this is going to get very close indeed. HELLSTRÖM BÄNGS winding it on. Here he comes up the inside. One last blast through the final corner. No doubt about that. Przyjemski's had to ride defensively. He hangs on. And I mean, he did just have to hang on. He had a little cute look over his left shoulder down the back straight. He could hear HELLSTRÖM BÄNGS coming at him, but he hangs on. And that win there could prove to be very valuable indeed. HELLSTRÖM BÄNGS not quite managing to get to the front, so Przyjemski wins with 3 points there. Second place, 2 points for HELLSTRÖM BÄNGS. 1 point for Jesper Knudsen, and Bartosz Bańbor missing out there. It's not been his evening, that's for sure. We see Przyjemski now moving into 4th place with those 3 wins and the 9 points. Pedersen can leapfrog him, and with a ride to come, Krawczyk can as well if he manages to win or a second place in his last ride, but nonetheless showed a lot of character here and composure.
Yeah, Viktor Przyjemski seals the deal with a fine start from gate 3. He really does get across nicely there. It's disaster from Bańbor. He didn't make a bad start, just didn't get himself around that first turn. A little bit of mistake as he has to get off the gas as he runs across the back wheel of Przyjemski. And for a man that finished in second place in the opening round, this is a big disappointment for Bańbor. HELLSTRÖM BÄNGS worked overtime in this race. He knew he absolutely needed a race win, but couldn't do anything about the man in front. And that, of course, was the man that's put himself onto 9 points, Viktor Przyjemski.
Yeah, Przyjemski, the leader of the championship, of course, has been up and down. It's been all or nothing from him so far this evening, but the 3 race wins could prove to be just what he needed to make the semi-finals. And don't count him out, you know, under pressure like that and producing a start like that. It looks like he's got what it takes. Mikael Andersen, a great ride last time, needs a win here. He's on the inside in the red helmet colour. Jakob Krawczyk, he's in gate number 2 in blue. Gate 3 in white is Bastian Pedersen, and Nagel off the outside here in the yellow helmet colour. Another great race to finish the qualifiers here. Andersen, who was terrific last time, came through and won very nicely indeed. They changed the bike and it proved to be the right decision. Can he produce it again here, a win? And that will very much put the cat amongst the pigeons. There's no doubt about it. It's going to get awfully tight. Here we go. Tapes up. We're away into the first turn, and Krawczyk's made a lovely start. Pedersen trying to get round the outside of him, but just can't quite get there. Got to say, smashing start the first turn there from the Polish rider, Krawczyk. He hits the front. Now coming up the inside is Mikael Andersen, chasing his compatriot Pedersen. Pedersen, who's on 9. This will see him finish on 11 if he can stay there. But for Krawczyk, smashing stuff from him.
Yeah, smashing stuff from Krawczyk. He's on 8 points coming into this race. He'll be on 11. That will do him. And Bastian Pedersen will be happy with a second place here, but all sorts of problems on the opening lap. Nagel at the back almost went down in the same spot as Leon Flint did. A little bit of a battle on here now. Mikael Andersen's really making ground up now on Pedersen.
Brilliant battle for second and third. Pedersen's under a lot of pressure from Mikael Andersen, who just gets out of shape at a vital moment, and that gives a bit of breathing space for Pedersen. No such issues for the man in front, Krawczyk. What a ride that is! In actual fact, Mikael Andersen very nearly threw third place away as well, with Nagel coming on strong, but for that man, out of gate number 2, sharp away from the tapes, dominated heat number 20. He finishes his qualifiers off in style and is comfortably through. Going to be very interesting to see exactly who's actually made the semi-finals here. 3 points for Krawczyk out in front, 2 for Bastian Pedersen back in second place, Mikael Andersen hanging on to third place, 1 point for him. Vilad's Nagel failing to score. So there we see it. Does appear that 7 points. So it looks like Mikael Andersen on 7 points has made it by winning heat 15. And that does appear to have got him through, which is remarkable. Absolutely remarkable, and hard on HELLSTRÖM, BÄNGS and Gusts, who've both finished on 7 as well. So that's the top 8. What an exciting event this has been. We'll see heat 20 again, but fabulous start from gate number 2 from Krawczyk. Really good stuff.
Yeah, nice all-action style as well. Not too sure about those right legs off, particularly on a track like this, but they're getting all the power down onto the track, and certainly Krawczyk, there's the mistake at the back from Vilad's Nagel, nearly overcooks it, nearly goes down, as did Leon Flint in his last ride, but it's all about the action for second and third here. You can see Pedersen just turns into the corner early as Mikael Andersen makes a mistake there. Bike just turns right on him, but look at that style, nice style, all action style from the race winner Jakub Krawczyk.
Look at the concentration on his eyes there. That's a fantastic shot there, love that. And I can see what that means. Just the one blip in his third ride, but apart from that, he has had a terrific evening. And Jakub Krawczyk, who didn't make the Speedway of Nations squad, has responded superbly well here, and is looking like he could go to the final stages here. Oh, excuse me, Jakub Krawczyk finished 11th in the opening round, so this is it's going to improve on that here by making the top 8 this evening. Gate success now for you. So 6 wins from the inside, 4 out of gate number 2, 4 from gate 3, and 6 from the outside. It's all levelling up here, so it does appear now you can win a race from anywhere. And we've just witnessed that. Points are scored. Look at that. Just gate 3 is languishing behind on 24 points, but the other 3 gates in the 30s, and that is quite a big change from earlier on. We suspected that might be the case, but nonetheless, that gate 2 has really come to the fore in the latter stages, that's for sure. So decision times now for the top 8 as we look forward to the 2 semi-finals. While we wait for that, we can see some more highlights of the action so far. So you've got to believe that This is not the easiest track to figure out, but these young lads have done admirably here. And there's no doubt that they have entertained us, and not a big crowd in, but a decent crowd in here for the under-21s here this evening. And I'm sure that they will be a little disappointed in some respects because their home riders haven't made it through to the latter stages, but nonetheless, it's been entertaining and dramatic and tense, particularly those last 4 races, Chris, because riders were under a lot of pressure there as we went into that final round of heats. And we saw some big performances.
Yeah, there literally was 4 riders that were out of the game coming into the last block of races. So, yeah, hugely entertaining. I think the best races to come, to be honest.
Absolutely. So, track rating going on, which we've had plenty of that here. The track has held up. Bastian Pedersen saying it was just a little choppy out there, but he was enjoying it. He's done well. He'll be in semi-final number 2. But both these semi-finals are going to be hotly contested. Parnitskyi, the Ukrainian, has ridden out of his skin here this evening. He will be desperate not to slip up now. Slipped up, of course, in the first round. If he does it again, his chances of being world champion are over. But with the performance here and a possible win on the cards, he is flying. No doubt about it, he'll be looking for that. So, let's get down to Marcelina, who's going to take us through the gate choice for semi-final number 1.
That's right, we are ready for gate choice for semi-final 1. Nazar Parnitskyi gets the first pick, and he picks gate 1 in red helmet color, Nazar Parnitskyi. Second to make a selection, Pollestad gets blue helmet color and gate number 2. Wiktor Przyjemski is next to make a selection. White for Wiktor Przyjemski, gate 3, and Kasper Henriksson goes for yellow helmet color and gate 4.
So the lineup for you is Parnitskyi on the inside, Pollestad gate number 2, Przyjemski gate 3, and Henriksson from the outside in the first semi-final. Second semi-final, gate choice with Marcelina.
The second gate selection, Sebastian Szostak will go for gate 2 and blue helmet color. Next to make a selection, Jakub Krawczyk. Which one for you, Kuba? Tough choice. Kuba picks gate 1 and red helmet color. Next to make a selection is Bastian Pedersen. We'll start from gate 4 in yellow helmet color. And Mikael Andersen will start from gate 3 in white helmet color.
Second semi-final lineup, Krawczyk on the inside in red, Szostak out of gate number 2. Gate 3 is Andersen and Pedersen going from the outside. Gotta say there was a little bit of hesitation there from Krawczyk. Wasn't sure whether Szostak might clamp him on the inside, and all of a sudden the other 2 lads come roaring around the outside of him. That must have been going through his mind there.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what he was thinking. Is like everybody else today, he's seen the fast-starting Szostak and just thinking, oh, am I going to get clamped down? Am I going to go backwards?
He's got to back himself.
Should I take gate 4? But I've got to say, a man who did back himself was Szostak. He wasn't worried about giving up the inside gate.
No, that's right, absolutely. Let's hope that that proves to be the right decision for him. Pedersen electing to go for gate 4, not 3. 3 and 4 was available to him. We can take a look at the winning times again now. Parnitskyi's going to be involved there, I'm sure, because he has been really very quick indeed. So is Szostak. So let's have a look. Yeah, that time from heat number 2 still remains. Quite comfortable time there of 63.2. Krawczyk also quick earlier on. So heat 17 from Parnitskyi again just shows you how well his bike is working. And then Bastian Pedersen there is the 8th fastest time in with a 64.3, but Panitsky is dominating those race-winning times. His name appears 3 times, so you can see how well he is going. And the favourite for me, I suggest, going forward now, but the inside gate, got to believe he's got every chance of making the final here in round number 2. Cannot afford to miss it if he is going to push for a medal in 2024. Riders now making their way forward for the first semi-final. Przyjemski's hasn't really had a smooth passage through. He's had a couple of blips, but the other races he's managed to win them all. So he's had 3 wins and 2 lasts. Przyjemski leads the World Championship.
Yeah, for me, Panitsky is obviously the man. He's been quickest all the way through the meeting, but something about Krawczyk, I just think if he can get himself into that final, he may be hard to beat.
3 Polish riders have made the latter stages here, and we've got 2 Danish riders in semi-final number 2, and a Swedish rider there in Henriksen, who has been not spectacular, but he's been solid. And after the disappointment of only scoring 1 World Championship point in his home country in Melilla, this is a terrific response from Kasper Henriksen. So will he make the final from gate number 4 and hit semi-final number? We'd be hoping so, but at this stage the other 3 riders are all going along very nicely, and the story behind Matthias Pollestad is a very interesting one. Problems with the van getting here. It packed up, couldn't get here, couldn't get any bikes here. He asked his mate and teammate to borrow his 3rd bike, and guess what? He's in the semi-finals. Great effort, terrific stuff from him. Not sure that bike's going to go back to Viles Nagel. I sense that it may well become Pollestad's. It's gone very nicely indeed. So riders are up at tapes now for the first semi-final here in round number 2 of the SGP2 in the Baikoniki Motorcycle Centre here. It's been an entertaining night of Speedway, and the lineup is here for you. Well, I thought it was going to be, but it is now. So Nazar Panitsky goes from the inside in the red helmet colour. Matthias Pollestad, gate number 2 in blue. Viktor Przyjemski going to gate number 3 in white. Kasper Henriksen off the outside in yellow. I sense that Panitsky needs to deliver now. Przyjemski, he's got... just sense he's got the metal here to do it. He did it in his final ride. Needs to keep it going now if he wants to maintain his lead in the championship. Poland have a rich history of success at this level, and they've got 3 riders through. They've got 1 representative here, that man there in the white helmet colour. They've got 2 down in semi-final number 2. But there's no doubt that Pollestad and Panitsky on gates 1 and 2 will be tough customers. Here we go. Great looking heat, this one. Semi-final 1 takes up. Panitsky's made a nice start, but got to say Przyjemski's there as well. He's coming round the outside, but Panitsky's bikes work beautifully off that corner, and he hits the front down the back straight. Przyjemski now switching back to the inside. Pollestad's back in 3rd place with Henriksen out the back. But this is good news for the man from the Ukraine. Look at him go out in front. He really is flying here.
Yeah, Panitsky putting the memory of Melilla well behind them. He didn't make the final, having had a convincing performance in the heats. He's out front in this one, pulling away from Przyjemski. Of course, 2nd place will do for Przyjemski, but he's not really clear of Pollestad. He can't afford to make any mistakes.
Pollestad's winding it on. He's putting as much pressure as he possibly can on Przyjemski back in 2nd place. Przyjemski's aware that he's there, no doubt about that. It looks like he's got it in hand. The man that really has got a nice, comfortable lead is this man, Nazar Panitsky. Remember that name. He is absolutely roaring away here. He is dominating the race wins and the race times. And once again, he's into the 63-second bracket. And he wins semi-final number 1 very comfortably indeed. And the championship leader is also through. A steady ride in 2nd place. And that will see those 2 lads through. Panitsky and Przyjemski are through to the final here tonight. Pollestad and Henriksen missing out in the semi-final in 3rd and 4th, respectively. But that man really is having a night to remember. Going along absolutely beautifully. The bike just working a treat. It powered to the front off the first corner.
Yeah, and it was a decent start also from Przyjemski coming off gate 3, which hasn't been a convincing gate this evening, but just doing enough there, Przyjemski, just to convince Przyjemski that he hasn't got a clear run into turn 3 on the opening lap. And once he settled down and got himself out front, looking really, really good. As I said, he didn't make the final in Malilla. He's put that one behind him. What can he do now? He's got there, but yeah, it was tough for Kasper Henriksen off the outside gate. That actually was the only race the only gate not to win a race in the last block of heats. And Pedersen's got that in the second semi-final, so it might be tough for him from there.
Possibly, but that man making his country proud here, no doubt about it. We all are aware of what's going on in the Ukraine, and I'm sure he is driven on by that. He's in the final. So semi-final number 2 now. Riders have been released and making their way round to the start line. So the inside 2 gates here are taken up with 2 Polish riders. One Pole already in the final, and that's the championship leader, so he has every chance of retaining that lead. Excuse me. And riders will be keen now. Gate number 4 not working quite as well as it did earlier on. That man there had the opportunity to actually have gate number 3, but elected to go from the outside. Time will tell whether that proves to be the right decision. Line up for semi-final number 2. Jakub Krawczyk will go from the inside in the red helmet colour. Sebastian Szostak, gate number 2 in blue. Mikael Andersen just scraping through into the semi-finals on 7 points. Gate 3 in white. And Bastian Pedersen, his compatriot, off the outside in the yellow helmet colour. Plenty of pressure here. Bit of gardening going on as well. Starting absolutely vital on this track here in Riga. Mikael Andersen on 7 points. He has been a touch fortunate, but the decision to change his bike has proved to be absolutely critical, because once he's got on that second bike, he's looked really competitive. And I wouldn't be surprised, you know, he looks like if he gets a half sensible start here, he's got the pace to make the final.
Yeah, he's won the race on that bike, which was what gave him the semi-final place. Heat win in heat 15.
Yep.
So
can he do it again now? Semi-final number 2. Green light's about to come on. It's on now. Tapes are up. We're underway. They hit the first turn and Krawczyk.
Oh, that was tight. Oh, nasty, nasty.
That was a tough crash in the first corner.
Yeah, Szostak's gone down hard.
So Szostak, who has been terrific so far this evening, and that's the last thing he needed in the first turn of the semi. And we've got a couple of riders down there, Pedersen involved as well. So fingers crossed that they're okay.
Yeah, Szostak high-sided once the bike overturned. He high-sided and went over the front of the handlebars. It was an awkward-looking crash.
Indeed it was. So ambulances out on the track and riders being attended to. So let's hope that they're okay. Once we know if and when they are okay, we will be able to see it again to see exactly what went on there. But Krawczyk had made an excellent start on the inside, and the first time here this evening that Szostak hasn't got away as well as he would have liked. But there's no doubt that there is concern here, and I can see a stretcher being brought out immediately. So concern for riders there in the first corner.
Yeah, messy first turn, and Bastian Pedersen didn't look like he'd gone down too hard. But obviously we hope they're both up on their feet soon.
Absolutely. Referee will have a decision. Of course he will, whether it will be all 4. Whether all 4 can actually take, if it is that, whether they can all go back to the tapes, because concern there, I think it's for Szostak.
Yes,
I think it's for Szostak. Pedersen. So they are conscious, and hopefully they will be able to get to their feet and make their way back to the pit area. But a tricky and messy, as you say, first turn there. Mikael Andersen just having a chat with Greg Hancock there. And just seeing how things panned out. But for Mikael Andersen, who was on 7 points going into the semi-final, it would be quite remarkable that there is a possible 20 points available here if you were to win. That is quite extraordinary.
Yeah, we saw in one of his earlier heats, he's got plenty of straight line speed. He just needs to be able to get off the start. That's the tricky part, get yourself in front, but I think if he does hit the front, he will go quite quickly.
This will be a big blow here for Sebastian Szostak if he can't take his place in the semi-final now, because he is in 3rd place. He's ridden really very well indeed here this evening, and if he's injured here and he can't get back on the bike, let's have a look at it again, Chris.
Yeah, Krawczyk's made a good start from the inside. There, gets messy. It's actually Szostak's own fault. And he goes over the handlebars. He just gets to the corner there. Bike grabs, a load of traction. He takes Sebastian Pedersen off and then tangles with his own bike as the bike high sides. But I've got to say, this really is Szostak's fault. You see the bike goes in traverse. Sebastian Pedersen goes down reasonably softly. But there's the mistake from Szostak. As he goes across, we are hearing that Sebastian Szostak is disqualified from this race. It was a really awkward looking crash as we focus there on Pedersen.
So they're both on their feet now, but bitter disappointment for Sebastian Szostak after such a great display in his first 5 rides tonight. He will take no further part here this evening, and that is a big blow for him.
Yeah, it is.
So the blue exclusion light is on, and say, just got it wrong, didn't he there? Just unsettled a bit going into the corner, bike straightening up. Pedersen had nowhere to go. He had a clout off of him. But fortunately, they are a bit knocked about, but they're both making their way back to the pits. And he will live to fight another day. We'll see him again, of course, in Torun, in his home country. But as regards the World Championship, that will put him on the back foot. Yeah. He's got 16 points. He's going to go away with what, potentially 9 points here. So with Przyjemski in the final, that's going to make it very difficult for him to win. Maybe a medal still available to him, but nonetheless, it's made it an awful lot more difficult. PARNITSKYI could be one that could overhaul him here. PARNITSKYI potentially a winner and is in the final. Pedersen not having a great round first time. He's no real major threat. And Mikael Andersen, well, he trying to see what he did. I tell you what, Mikael Andersen has actually got a great chance of forcing his way through into the top 3 here. He picked up 12 points in the first round in Sweden, so what an opportunity for the young Danish rider. But there's no doubt Sebastian Szostak has got to lick his wounds. A bit uncomfortable there with a, looks like he's damaged his back a wee bit, but no, not what he was looking for, that's for sure.
No, it's a lonely walk back.
Difficult moment, but Speedway is cruel at times, and these are the experiences you go through sometimes, and you've just got to dust yourself down and come out battling next time. As I say, he still will be in and around the top 5, you would suggest. HELLSTRÖM BÄNGS is no longer involved, so he's going to slip down. Matthias Pollestad is not in it either. PARNITSKYI and Mikael Andersen are the major dangers, and PARNITSKYI is in the final.
Yeah, Bańbor didn't make the semi-finals, so it really depends.
It depends what Andersen and PARNITSKYI do. If they were first and second, for example, then all of a sudden he will slip back down the rankings, but he's not going to be that far removed, so still everything to race for in Torun for Szostak, you would suggest, but hasn't made his life any easier. But right now, that's no real consolation to him, because he's ridden so very well through the qualifiers.
Yeah, it's a disappointment for him, and I was surprised to see him take gate 2. I've got to be honest, I felt that gate 1 and 2, there's pretty much nothing between them, and I think when that's the case, you need to be on the inside of your opposition.
I think sometimes these riders, we've seen it at the senior level as well, where maybe just a word in their ear, just saying, look, I know you fancy that gate, but right now, I think the safest bet is to go for the inside gate when it's available. Here we go then. Riders are making their way back up to the tapes for the restart for semi-final number 2. We'll just have the 3 of them. But Krawczyk will be looking to replicate the start he did first time out. And there's no doubt that could be a battle royal between the 2 Danish riders here. Pedersen and Mikael Andersen, that man. Interesting to see which way that works out. Pedersen, who only scored 3 points in Manila, that was a disappointing night. Much improved here in Riga, no doubt about it, and who will be desperate to make the final. Mikael Andersen, who had a solid opening round and has crept into the semi-finals on 7. What an opportunity for him. Was looking highly unlikely, but that heat win in heat 15, absolutely crucial.
Yeah, sealed it.
Line up for you then. Krawczyk on the inside in red. Sebastian Szostak is excluded, so no rider in gate number 2. Gate 3 in white is Mikael Andersen, and off the outside in yellow is Bastian Pedersen. Here we go. Second time of asking, who's going to make it?
Well, for me, it's who's going to come second. I think Krawczyk on the inside gate, as long as he gets clear around the first turn, ought to pull clear.
Green light is on, tapes are up, and we're underway. Pedersen's missed it. Mikael Andersen's there in second place, but Krawczyk, as you referred to, he's hit the front. Terrific effort from him. He's away down the back straight. Andersen through in the second place. Pedersen's got a big task now. Can he get the better of the youngster Andersen, who's riding nicely in second place? Krawczyk away out in second place. Once again, that bike of Andersen's got a lot of speed. It doesn't look very easy to ride, but by crikey, it's fast in a straight line.
Yeah, they've given him something that will do the job for him if he can just hang on to it. And at the moment, he's doing a really good job of that. Bastian Pedersen elected to take gate 4 as opposed to 3. I think that was a mistake for him. But Mikael Andersen, what a story. Crept into the semi-finals on 7 points. It looks like he's going through to the final with Krawczyk.
Lap to go, Krawczyk out in front. He's done the business off the inside. And Mikael Andersen has turned his fortunes around. And some here, looking like he's going to come through. And they're through to the final. Krawczyk and Andersen. Bastian Pedersen desperately disappointed. He misses out. So Jakub Krawczyk is there, and Mikael Andersen. Wow. He's in the big points now. He's going to get at least 14. And that's going to give him a chance of moving into the top 3. Krawczyk and Andersen through to the final here in Riga this evening. Bastian Pedersen and Szostak missing out in semi-final number 2. Drama here. And what a story with Mikael Andersen. Really quite extraordinary.
Yeah, for me, this race was all about who's going to come second, and it was really good start from gate 3 for Mikael Andersen. Almost too good a start because he didn't really know whether to just cut back to the inside, stop any run that Bastian Pedersen may have had he have cut back. But he didn't. The bike was just driving forward. As you say, Kelvin, his bike looks difficult to ride, but that man, all action style, love it. Love to see him racing, looking good out front. And he stood out for me. There's something about Krawczyk tonight that I just think if he gets that opportunity in the first turn, get his nose in front, he's going to be a hard man to beat.
Could well be right, but I just fancy that Nazar Parnitskyi might be the man here for the occasion, but it should be quite some shootout in the final, and that man is there. We've got 2 Polish riders in the final once again. The championship leader, Krawczyk, who had a disappointing opening round. He only got 6 championship points. He lies in 11th place. That's all going to change now. He's going to rocket up the standings, that's for sure. And there's no doubt that if he gets his nose in front, he is a potential winner here in Riga. Second round of the SGP2. We're looking down on the Bańbor Speedway Centre. Track has behaved itself pretty well. Not an easy track to keep under control. It's a interesting surface, quite a loose, sandy surface, and we've had plenty of track grading going on. Let's have a look at the gate success for you. And So we've got 8 wins from the inside now. That has come to the fore in the semi-finals, that's for sure. 4 wins from gates 2 and 3 respectively, and 6 wins from the outside. Gate 4 is problematic now, difficult to get there. Looks like it's very, very slick. It's on the racing line. Sim riders just spinning all the way to the first turn, not getting the drive they want.
No, that's right. For me, it's all about gate 1. I would say if I was advising, or if I was in this race, if I had second choice, I might take gate 3, I think.
And the reason being?
Just because 4 has just gone completely off. It's covered in dry stones. You're not going to get any traction on the way to the corner. And I don't know, I just wouldn't want to be in the middle there in gate 2. I would prefer gate 3.
So let's look at the championship points that are handed out at this stage of the evening. You've got 12 points for Matthias Pollestad on borrowed equipment, Bastian Pedersen 11, Henriksen 10 this time, and Szostak gets 9. 8 points for HELLSTRÖM BÄNGS, 7 for Gusts, 6 for Nagel, 5 for Bańbor, 4 for Drejer, Leon Flint on 3, Jesper Knudsen 2, and Nikita Kaulin's just the 1 point here this evening. So Szostak, he has 9 points to add to his 16, so he moves on to 25. So we'll wait and see whether that holds firm, but he won't be completely out of it, that's for sure. But certainly it's a terrific looking lineup for the final. So we now have one more race to go, and it is the gate choice for the big final with Marcelina.
And again, we are starting with Nazar PARNITSKYI, who has the first pick. And again, Nazar PARNITSKYI will be starting from gate 1 in red helmet color. Kuba Krawczyk is next to make a selection. And Kuba picks white helmet color and gate 3. Viktor Przyjemski is now making a selection, and gate 2 for Viktor and blue helmet color. For Mikael Andersen, there's no choice at all, but gate 4 for Mikael and yellow helmet color.
So the lineup for the big final this evening. Nazar PARNITSKYI, no hesitation, straight to the inside gate. Gate number 2 for Przyjemski, gate 3 for Krawczyk. You fancied that would be the way it would work out, Chris. So it proved, and Mikael Andersen from the outside in the final race here in round number 2 in Riga. It's been the good night of Speedway. Not always easy to overtake here, but riders have adapted very well indeed. And some of the racing has been exciting, to say the least. Looking forward to tomorrow as well, but this race now, Przyjemski, who has been under pressure at times, has battled his way through, gets gate 2. Can he get the better of PARNITSKYI? But in truth, I've got to believe that Przyjemski a top 3 here, and he will lead the World Championship going into the final round in Torrance, so it's kind of worked out for him. PARNITSKYI could make a huge move with a win, and for me, he's favourite to do so on that inside gate. He has not slipped up at all so far, just needs to remain composed one last time here. Easier said than done, but he has showed no signs at all of any hiccups tonight. Even when he was back in last place, the man from Ukraine has battled and shown a great turn of speed. Sun going down here in Riga, big city, of course, the capital of Latvia. Great to be here in the capital. And it looks like a venue that's going to have some investment for next year, and that's good news. And improvements on the way. Right now, though, these 4 riders are pushing for a World Championship, and PARNITSKYI, well, he's going to put himself, you've got to believe, right into contention for a medal at the very least as we go towards the final round in Torrance, Chris. He's shown a lot of speed. Yeah,
as you say, it's worked out for Przyjemski because obviously Szostak, Bańbor, they've had a disaster. HELLSTRÖM BÄNGS has had a bit of a disaster, so it's taken the pressure off him. But of course, he will want to go in to the last round in Torrance with a bigger lead, not less of a lead.
Well,
So,
40 points he's looking for, isn't it?
yeah,
that's what he wants.
He's following in the footsteps of Przijemski. We're used to seeing Przijemski impeccable in this competition over the previous couple of seasons. So, it's going to be an interesting final. It's hard to see past Parnitskyi simply because he's got the inside gate. He's going to be a hard man to beat from there, but I've said it throughout the meeting. There's something about Krawczyk. I just think he's got it in him.
Yeah, he's your man, isn't he? You're backing him, and he certainly was listening to you, because you fancied that the second choice gate, you would prefer to go from gate number 3, and that's exactly what he did. Quite clearly, he had the same thought process there, and he fancied that he didn't want to get squeezed in a sandwich going into that first corner. Looking forward to this. This is quite a lineup, and an exciting conclusion to round number 2 here in the SGP2 World Speedway Championship. Riders are released. Rennie Schaefer has opened the pit gate, and here they come for the final time here this evening. No Francis Gusts in the final, but still nonetheless a lineup that is mouth-watering, that's for sure. Big moments for these younger riders, and as they make their way forward.
Nagel Andersen's got a problem there. I think he's going to need a little bit of a help to start that bike. Of course, there is a 2-minute clock, so he will have to get a move on.
Yeah, it looked like he stalled it, didn't he?
Yeah.
Easily done.
He's not getting a lot of help out there, is he?
He's got it going.
He's away.
Yeah, he's just shaking his head. He can't believe he did it. But
He's panting and puffing now. That's the only problem before the race even starts.
That's right. He's young though. He'll recover quickly. So, Mikael Andersen, panic over. He makes his way to gate number 4, which is not ideal right now. Nazar Parnitskyi goes on the inside in the red helmet colour. Viktor Przyjemski, the championship leader, out of gate number 2 in blue. Jakub Krawczyk, ridden well tonight. He comes out of gate number 3 in white. And Mikael Andersen, he's there on the outside in the yellow helmet colour. Andersen will double his points. He only had 7 coming into the semi-finals. He's going to pick up a minimum 14 here. How about that?
Yeah, we've hardly mentioned him coming into this final, but we've already seen so far this evening his bike's working well. It's pulling hard.
Yeah.
If he could just guess this one right off the start, who knows?
Here we go then, the final in Riga. SGP2, tapes are up. Away we go, and they're in their first turn, and it's Parnitskyi, he gets there. Oh, drama there. Krawczyk has bitten the dust in the first turn. They're roaring on. Will we see the red lights? Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Oh, fear for Krawczyk there. It was all his own mistake.
Do you? Is that your gut instinct there?
Yeah, I believe so. But let's see. May have been.
I wasn't sure. We had that overhead view, and then you see the head on. It wasn't easy to see, but he sat up. He's okay.
Yeah, he's okay.
He's okay, but did he get a nudge, or did he go down of his own accord? That's what we're waiting to find out. Here we see it again.
Yep, rider in white, bike lifts, doesn't make a great start, he's behind. He's on his own, it was close,
Look at the dirt deflector.
Yeah, but I mean, at that point, he's on his bike.
Yeah, I'm playing devil's advocate. But
referee could put all 4 back.
I hope so. I hope he does.
He has an excuse too.
It definitely unsettles him, but he doesn't get off the bike straight away. He's trying to hang on to it, which you can understand. But the dirt deflector clips the front wheel there, and he's unsettled. Legs back, he's all over the show.
Yeah. No, he could have a reprieve there. The referee certainly has a decent excuse to put all 4 back in.
So we wait for the decision. No, the exclusion light's on, he's gone. Oh, that's disappointment for Krawczyk, who's had a terrific night of Speedway. Ends in disappointment there, just got unsettled going in the first turn, and just couldn't quite save it. And this is quite an extraordinary night for that man. His dad's there with him.
He's got some decent advice there.
And now all of a sudden he's got more racing room, because there's no rider on gate 3. And for Mikael Andersen, could he pick up a win here? That would be
quite a story, wouldn't it?
It would be quite a story indeed. Parnitskyi will be just a touch frustrated, He was away. He's got to do it all again. Przyjemski, well, he's got, as long as that motorbike keeps going and he doesn't do anything daft, he's got 16 points guaranteed here. And he'll move on to 36 in total. So riders will make their way around to the start for the second time here. A couple of the Polish boys have just got themselves in trouble. Szostak, we saw earlier on, he got himself in a bit of a 2 and 8 there and did a pirouette. He was out. Now we've seen Krawczyk something similar. So that's a disappointment for the Polish contingent. They're just down to one representative now, and he happens to be the championship leader. So the three of them will shoot out now for the positions, for the rostrum positions. And will it be that man? Will he get the better of Panitsky on the inside, or will Nazar Panitsky reproduce the sort of start he did previously?
Well, you'd think so. He's been...
Only nerves will hold him back. It will
Yeah.
only be if he gets a little bit twitchy, tries to anticipate it, that might be a problem. Panitsky on the inside in red. Przyjemski, gate number 2 in blue. No rider in gate number 3, and on the outside is Mikael Andersen, who's had quite an extraordinary run through to this stage.
Yeah, it's great
and he's
stuff.
going to be on the rostrum here this evening.
Panitsky's dropped his only point in heat 14. He has looked pretty special tonight, and he's also able to do it from the back. Don't think he'll need to coming off gate 1.
Here we go then, second time of asking for the final. Green light comes on. Przyjemski just crept a bit on the start there. And it's Panitsky who hits the front. Andersen's around the outside. He's got BÄNGS. He's on the inside. Oh, that's tight going into turns 3 and 4. He's pushing on. Mikael Andersen and Panitsky. Panitsky just about gets his nose in front at the conclusion of the first lap. Przyjemski was a touch nervous there. Moved on the start line, but Panitsky's away now.
Yeah, Mikael Andersen is a young man. If he'd have just been a little tougher on Panitsky, I think he would have been able to make his way through on that opening lap. Tell you what, he's carrying more speed. The bike's going forward. He's going to go past him.
Here we go then. Mikael Andersen coming on. Panitsky just about holding firm out in front. What a battle it is in first and second. Look at this from Mikael Andersen.
What a ride.
What a ride round the outside. Oh, he's got it wrong now. Oh, he's got it. Oh, my goodness. Oh, big crash.
Yeah.
Big crash.
Well, that's a shame.
Okay.
That was a cracking ride.
And it looks like Panitsky wins. Panitsky wins. Concerns for that man. He's okay. He's okay. Oh, he'd ridden his heart out there, Mikael Andersen.
I really feel for the young man because that was a superb ride.
Well, Nazar Panitsky has been the best man on the night consistently, you've got to say that. But Mikael Andersen, what an effort. He ends up on his backside in the pit gate. And Nazar Panitsky wins the second round of the SGP World Championship here in Riga this evening. Many congratulations to him. Przyjemski comes through probably a touch bewildered about what's gone on. He picks up 18 points in second place. And unfortunately for Mikael Andersen, just overdoing it there. The bike got the better of him.
Well, we've said it all night, haven't we? How difficult that bike has been to ride. It really has. It's had the speed, but it's been difficult to ride.
Yeah, he finishes. Well, he didn't finish there, but I'm presuming he will be on the roster at third place. But no, what a conclusion to the night. Panitsky wins the final here in Riga. Viktor Przyjemski coming through in second place. It kind of felt right for him, didn't it? Mikael Andersen there, third place. And of course the exclusion to Jakub Krawczyk in the initial staging of the final. Good to see these okay, because that was an awkward looking moment for Mikael Andersen. And a great race was developing there, wasn't it? It was terrific stuff.
He'd done everything right. He'd been brave. It worked out that he was generating enough speed in the dirt, which really hadn't seen much of as far as overtaking goes this evening, but he'd worked it out. He'd got the bike going faster than Panitsky. You can't take it away from Panitsky though. All night he's been quickest on track. He's had quick times. He's been winning races.
Only dropped 1 point.
He's been making starts. You know, just cannot take it away from the guy. See there, Przyjemski just takes a second stab at it. Referee could have pulled it back.
Tapes, you know.
No, I don't think so. The referee done the right thing and letting the race go. He's at the back. Mikkel Andersen looked like he was actually going to be able to get up the inside here. If it had been a little bit more forceful and come in maybe a little tighter, just straight lined it across the corner, he would have come out in front. But he didn't need to, because later on he just worked out that it was the outside that was generating a lot of speed for him. Bike pulling all the time. Tell you what, I don't think I'd have want to have been riding it. The guys in the pits have said, well, we'll give you the speed, but you've got to hang on. And here we see him just getting it wound up. And he gets around the outside of Panitsky, who again is fair, gives him the racing room. There, brilliant move. And at this point, all he's got to do now is just pin it down on the curb, ride around the last lap. Just lets it get in the dirt. His arms have got tired, the bike's pulling, and the fence moves, and he stops very quickly. It's a good job he's a young man.
I'll tell you what, I would not have wanted to be riding it now.
No.
Definitely
No,
not. Because that you are not in control of your own destiny now. And look how quickly.
Stops because he hits the end of the air fence, doesn't he?
Yeah, tricky moment there.
I think he's just got tired. I think he's put so much effort into those 4 laps, well, 3 laps, that he's just run out of steam once the bike grabs. But you see the air fence here just moves back, and then he hits the other one almost end on and stops him completely.
He's okay though, and that's good news. He was able to get up onto his feet. Dramatic end to the evening, that's for sure. So here is the points for round number 2 in the SGP2. Panitsky picks up 20 points, Przyjemski 18, Andersen 16, Krawczyk 14. We've run through the points previously with Pollestad, Pedersen, Henriksen, Szostak. They were the semi-finalists, and then the riders then on down who didn't make the top 8 here this evening. So we'll look at the World Championship standings now. It's good news for Viktor Przyjemski, that's for sure. An 8-point lead now over Nazar Panitsky, who rockets up into second place. Mikkel Andersen in third on 28. Szostak still there on 25 with every chance, but 23 points to Bańbor. Pollestad likewise, 22 for HELLSTRÖM BÄNGS, and Krawczyk 20. 20 points available, of course, in Torun at the end of the month, but you've got to believe that Viktor Przyjemski at home at Torun will be in the driving seat. So we can get some reaction now with winner, with Nazar Panitsky. She's there on the centre green with him now.
Nazar Parnitsky, the winner of Speedway Grand Prix 2 in Riga, the best man of the night from the very beginning till the very end. What a final race we had here. It's obviously good to see Mikkel Andersen up and about and everything's fine with him, we could see. But Nazar, for you, it was a great night from the very beginning. What's the feeling like to be winning in very tough conditions? With such a style. Jak to jest wygrywać w takim stylu, w takiej walce, finałowy wyścig z Mikkelem Andersenem? No i od początku widać było, że pasuje tobie tutaj dosłownie wszystko.
Tak, od samego początku miałem dobre starty i bardzo się cieszę, że w tym finałowym wyścigu pokazaliśmy taką walkę i cieszy mnie to bardzo.
I'm very happy, first of all, about my starts. The starts were very good today for me. I could feel the speed from the gating, but also I'm very happy about the final race and the rivalry we had between myself and Mikkel Andersen. That was something special. Also, the picture we could see afterwards, how Nazar Parnitsky gave a lift to Mikkel Andersen to the finish line. That was also a very good thing. Obviously, there are rivals on the track, but also there is a good spirit between the racers. To było też bardzo ładne z twojej strony, bardzo ładny obrazek, kiedy widzieliśmy, że pozwoliłeś też, pomogłeś Mikkelowi dojechać na tą linię mety. Wziąłeś go na swój motocykl. Bardzo fair play, ładna współpraca między wami i to widać, że jesteście rywalami na torze oczywiście, ale w parku maszyn jesteście też dobrymi kolegami, jest ta dobra atmosfera.
Tak, oczywiście. Bardzo szkoda, że Mikkel nie dokończył tego wyścigu, ale to jest sport i mam nadzieję, że następnym razem będzie lepiej.
I'm quite upset that Mikkel couldn't finish that race. Obviously, I'm happy that I won, but it would be much better if Mikkel could cross the finish line. Obviously, I gave him a lift. That's how we should act. That's sport. Sometimes you fail, sometimes you lose, sometimes you win, but all in all, we are good friends in the pits. One last question about this track in Riga, because I bet that was the first time Nazar was here. And how did he find it? Jak podoba ci się ten tor tutaj w Rydze? No, widać było, że jesteś spasowany idealnie, ale zakładam, że to twój pierwszy raz tutaj.
Tak, pierwszy raz tu jeżdżę i bardzo mi się spodobało. Tam ostatnie wyścigi to próbowaliśmy inne przełożenia i zadziałało i fajnie miałem dopasowany ten motor.
That's right. I'm the first time here at Riga's track, and I have to say that I made very good adjustment to my bike, especially for the last heats. I made a few changes, and it pays off. I'm very happy that the outcome is like that because, as I said, it was the first time here in Riga, but the track is great. That's Nazar Parnitskyi, winner of Speedway Grand Prix 2 in Riga. Once again, congratulations.
Thank you.
So, yeah, a terrific performance from Nazar Parnitskyi. A dramatic conclusion here with Mikael Andersen actually hitting the front momentarily, but wasn't able to sustain it. And Parnitskyi then handed the win, actually, at the end. But overall, you cannot ignore the fact that Nazar Parnitskyi has been the form rider throughout the evening. A fully deserved win for him. Mikael Andersen, well, what a story it is. 7 points from qualifying heats. Could have won it. Wasn't to be here this evening, but he is in a strong position going into the final round in Torrent. And he will be very, very pleased about that. Viktor Przyjemski, second on the night, but leads the World Championship and is in a commanding position with an 8-point lead with 1 round to go. So he will be the red-hot favourite to be crowned World Champion at the under-21 level. And here comes the winner. Nazar Parnitskyi looks quite a shy lad, but nonetheless, he grows horns when he pulls his helmet on, that's for sure. He's ridden out of his skin tonight, and a terrific moment for him as he stands on top of the rostrum for the first time at SGP2 level. Many congratulations to all 3 of the riders here this evening. They put on a great show, I must say. So, Abibars, I can't quite pronounce that. That is some name now. Yeah, it is indeed. Askinos comes forward. 3rd place for Mikael Andersen tonight. As I say, on reflection, a very good result indeed. So, lads for this, he's the president of the Latvian Motorcyclist Federation. He hands out the 2nd place trophy. Quite challenging, that's more challenging than the commentary itself. There's just
challenging names there, Kevin.
They are indeed. So I'm not even going to attempt that one, but the FIM representative coming forward to present the winner's trophy to Nazar Parnitskyi. What a moment for him. And he will be very proud indeed as he listens to the national anthem of the Ukraine. Well, there we are. What a special moment that is for Nazar PARNITSKYI. You know, for him personally, it's a special moment to stand on top of the rostrum, but also what's going on in his homeland as well. I mean, that makes his country proud. Fantastic moment for himself and the Ukraine. Terrific night of Speedway. And as we leave here, well, those lads leave here and move on towards Torun. Viktor Przyjemski, of course, will be very satisfied with the way it worked out. It was a dramatic conclusion to the final, but nonetheless, it transpires that he has an 8-point lead going into Torun with just 1 round to go.
Yeah, I think he'll be wondering quite how he's leaving here with an 8-point lead. It's been quite a mixed night for him, but full congratulations to Nazar PARNITSKYI. Fantastic performance on the night. And Mikael Andersen, youngest rider in the lineup, should be highly proud of his performance and hold his head up high.
Sure. Absolutely. So, fantastic night here in SGP2, and a nice taster for what's to come tomorrow, of course. We have qualifying and the Grand Prix in the evening to look forward to. We'll give you the timings for that. Qualifying practice will be at 2 o'clock Central European time. We come on air at 5:30 Central European time for the round number 9. Round 3 is in Torun for the SGP2, which will start at 7 o'clock, the normal time on the Friday evening there, Central European time. Smashing night of Speedway, Chris. Been a tough night and a dramatic night.
Yeah, we've seen some great skills from these young guys. The whole lineup have coped well. It's a tough track to ride, and they've done very well. They've given us some great entertainment. Congratulations to all 3 of these guys, and fully looking forward to tomorrow night's SGP.
Absolutely right. We look forward to seeing the under-21s at the end of the month in Torun. Can't wait for that, to the conclusion of the World Championship. But please join us for round number 9 of the SGP World Speedway Championship here in the Bańbor Speedway Stadium in Riga.
Round World Championship this year. So see you everyone tomorrow.